Yeah, hello and welcome to this wonderful evening of talking. Welcome back, everyone. Don't worry, today is just gonna be a really short stream. I just wanted to test some of the settings and stuff. Hope you enjoyed the new intro. That was very cute. And yeah, I just wanted to mainly talk, maybe show 1 or 2 games, probably. Maybe show 2 or 3 games. But I will show most of the gameplay from the playtest tomorrow and Tuesday, so I don't intend to show off everything just yet. Yeah, I hope you guys had a nice break as well. We are officially back into content mode. Obviously, first days is gonna be a little bit like tame because we only have the playtest material and everything. First actual PvE stream will happen on Wednesday. But I'm pretty much just here to answer questions you guys might be having about Z14, since all the info has now officially been released. Okay, first of all, hello and welcome to Gebratene Ente, to Isyu, to Dog, to Zuki, to NP, sorry that I keep you awake, to Jürgen, to Obani, to A6, and to Keiji and Sean Ray. And to left side. Honestly, my offline weeks weren't that amazing. Probably. Maybe I could have kept streaming for a little bit longer, but yeah, 4 weeks was a bit long of a break, but yeah, it is what it is. And hello to Daryl, already with the first question. Z14 mechanics is basically encounter. Basically, yes. Basically, it's very similar to encounters, except that encounters didn't really affect the augments that much. Hex will definitely mess more with augments than encounters. So that is, but in like you can say it is encounter 2.0. I think you can say that with confidence. Oh yeah, by the way, while I'm answering your questions, I actually need you guys to tell me if because I changed a lot of settings on the stream, right? Like, for example, I don't know if you can notice, but the microphone is a different microphone. And I'm not fully confident with the settings of the microphone. So if you hear something, if you're like, like that feels a little, like that sounds a bit weird, or it's too quiet, like, or if the game is too quiet, you guys are gonna have to tell me, because yeah, I changed a lot of the settings. And I mean, one of the reasons for the stream today is also because I wanted to test the new settings. Yeah, I also have a soundboard now, so you know I can do some shenanigans with the soundboard. But I mean, I'm probably not gonna use sound effects all that much. Also, I mean, I made I removed some of the channel points rewards, but I did add a new one. That one is a beautiful one here. Yes, by move LeDuck. So now we have a more dog sound alert. Oh yeah, I made that one a bit shorter. I will be adding more like new sound alerts for Z13. I wanted to swap them around. Like, I kept the ones that I really liked, but I wanted to also add some new ones and kind of like replace the German ones in the long term. Okay, but you didn't hear the sound alert? You didn't hear it? Oh really? See, that's good news. Okay, you don't hear the sound alert, which means, okay, that's gonna be, okay, I'll put this as a note then. Okay, if you didn't hear this, see, this is why I'm doing this stream. That means I'm gonna have to fix this for tomorrow. I don't think I can fix this just yet. I think I have to fix this off stream, but okay. So for now, sound alerts are not working. At least the audio side of the sound alerts is not working. Maybe somebody could subscribe so we can test if the subscribes is working. That's panhandling. Okay, let's see. Hearthsteel KDA is back. I mean, we can go over all the units and everything now, and I can sort of like go over everything and give my 2 cents about it. I might do some of them really fast because some of them don't have that much to talk about. So Garon, thank you for the sub. So I assume you should have seen the duck, but you probably didn't hear that. Okay, I think I know the problem. I can't fix it right now, but I will fix it for tomorrow. But yeah, thank you, Garon, and thank you, Kaiji, for subbing and being a test duck. I will fix the audio for tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, so let's talk units. I mean, yeah, I think we just. I mean, should I start with? Nah, let's go units. Okay, so Alistair is like Tamkench, except the passive is weaker, but he has like a single target stun and some damage. But he will see some play in Gold Nox, you know, etc. But like he as a unit, most of these tier 1 units don't really do all that much. Same for Mundo. Like Mundo has a pretty interesting passive. I will have some games where I really showcase how to utilize this passive to the max. But as a carry, no way. Like I tried Mundo as a carry, it doesn't work. It's too slow. Like not enough damage. So yeah, forget about trying to play Mundo as a carry. It's just a filler unit. Jax is, he's just a frontliner, but he does have a hero augment that makes him into a carry. But Exotech will be played, so, and like he has really important traits. Because Jax and Sejuani, they're both Exotech Bastion, which makes them super easy to fit together. So you will actually see a lot of Jax play. Because Exotech is like a good opener, and you can keep Jax around for most of the game and combine him with Sejuani. So here we have the first tier 1 that can actually be a carry. It's Kindred, she's 80. Now the problem with Kindred is this is the slowest Kindred we've had so far. Like her animation is really long. That makes, and like the overkill thingy, Kindred barely overkills units, and if she does, it's like a tiny amount of bonus damage. So yeah, it's, I don't know, man. You can play her as a carry. She's like Kindred is like this because she's triple trade. You will see her a lot because it's like always easy to fit in. Like Nitro can be a good opener, and you will always be able to like fit in a rapid fire marksman. So yeah, expect Kindred. Some Nitro reroll Kindred carry is possible, but I think Nidalee overall was better. But yeah, I was not too impressed. Kog'Maw is fine. I haven't actually played that much Kog'Maw, and I didn't think he was that interesting. He will obviously see some play as a 3-star with boomboards and whatnot, but I wasn't particularly impressed by the whole Kog'Maw thing. Morgana completely useless. This is like, honestly, it's a bit of a Morgana reprint, if I'm honest. So it's like the current Morgana we have, but so her traits are like insane, okay? Like Divinicorp is like guild. Divinicorp is literally guild, okay? Like literally guild from set 7. And Dynamo is like mana gain trait for your entire team. Which means that this unit, as a filler unit, will be everywhere, okay? But because she will be everywhere, her ability is useless. So it's like, expect Morgana to get played, but don't expect her ever to be a carry. I actually played Blighting Morgana. It was completely and utterly worthless. Don't bother. Just do not bother with Morgana. She's dead. Okay, wait, actually I can maybe do this a bit bigger so it's easier for you guys to read on stream. This should be a little bit better now, right? Or maybe is it too big? Yeah, it should be fine. So yeah, you guys can read this a bit better. Currently I'm using tactic.tools, but I can also use like meta TFT or whatever. Okay, so Nidalee is actually useful. Like Nidalee carry will see play. Like I said, Nitro is a reroll trade. Nitro kind of acts like it's a bit like the Piltover from set 6, and it's a bit like the Nomzi from set 7.0. So it's like you want 3 stars on Nitro, so you get like the T-Hex faster. And Nidalee, like, her damage is definitely more than acceptable. Like, I've definitely seen Nidalee be useful, so you can expect like Nidalee, Kindred, you reroll both, but Nidalee is like kind of like takes the items and Kindred takes the leftover stuff. But this might change based on the patch. PB is playable on Wednesday. I think this Poppy is also a reprint from what's the set 9 Poppy? I don't remember, but yeah. It's like, wait, which Poppy was this? Was it? No, it was set 8 Hero Poppy, right? And then I think it was like, no, it was like set 8 Poppy, I think. Set 8 Poppy was it. Like she throws to furthest enemy and her damage scales on like armor and stuff. I did like she has a hero augment. Her hero augment makes her like slam 3 times, which is okayish. Normal Poppy, you should not expect her to be any sort of carry or whatever. Seraphine on the other hand is pretty decent. We technically had the Seraphine before as well. This is, oh, by the way, this is gonna be a theme. A theme of today is gonna be, you've probably seen this before. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna be referencing a lot. But yeah, this Seraphine, you've probably seen her before as well. I think this was, which Seraphine was this? The Mage Seraphine from set 12? I don't know. Might have been like set 12 Seraphine or something, but yeah. Has some damage reduced by each enemy hit. It's decent overall. She's like tier 1 AP. You can reroll if you want. So the good news about rerolling Seraphine is that Anima Squad actually likes to have 3 stars because the weapons become stronger with star level. So yeah, there's like if you do 3-star Anima Squad into vertical Anima, like that's actually okayish. You can also reroll Techie if you want, if you really want to go there. Medica Heal, thank you for the sub and the 5 months. He is back. Yes, we are back. We are back into content cycle. You can expect a lot of streams. You can expect very long streams, except for today. Today is going to be a short stream. And you can expect a lot of videos. A lot of videos. Starting tomorrow. Tier 1 hero augments are silver. If it's tier 2 or tier 3, then it's gold. So it's the same system as we had. So here we have Shaco. Now, Shaco is cool. He's gonna be really frustrating for a lot of people. Okay, to explain how this unit works. So he has a passive where you gain 80 for each kill. First things first, does not work on PvE minions. Okay, so there's no min-maxing like you had with Tristana. It actually needs to be enemy units from player combats. Nevertheless, it's still a really good ability. But to really make Shaco work, he needs to have like this Kingpin bonus. So if you only play Shaco, then he just has like single target damage on his target. But if you play like 3 syndicates, then you get like a consumable item that you can put onto Shaco. And then he gets like this ability, which makes him teleport behind lowest health enemies within 4 hexes and deal even more damage. So this is obviously pretty insane. Because you immediately sort of like target backliners and then you one-shot the backliners and you gain 80 and you scale really well. And Syndicate, Slayer, like you can definitely cook here, so you can expect Shaco to, like, he's gonna see play for sure. Like, Shaco's definitely gonna be a thing. Also, like, positioning is really important and maybe manipulating the backliners into having like low HP, so the Shaco prioritizes them and stuff like this. But yeah, overall, I played a bunch of Shaco. I liked him. I had fun with him. It didn't feel too broken in late game. He actually has some late game issues. I think I did figure out how to play. Actually, I can probably show this. So the problem I had with Shaco was like this. So the way I played him was I did every single Slayer. So there's like 6 Slayer. And then you need like 2 Syndicate units. For the time being, I'll just take Brom and what's another frontliner? Darius. Okay, so assuming this is your team, okay. So this team has like no late game whatsoever, because as you can see, the only tier 4 unit is like Z, and Z is actually kind of bad. So, and this, obviously the Shaco needs to be like 3-star. So this would be 6-layer 3 Syndicate. 6-layer gives you 70, 80, 20% Omnivamp, so very, very nice for the Shaco. Z is unfortunately a bit of a shitter, but hopefully he's gonna be more useful later into the set. And yeah, so this is like your core, but the problem is if this is your core, then you're making top 4, but you're not making top 2. And I think the solution, wait, I think one of the solutions you can have is like, you kind of need a Slayer emblem. And if you have a Slayer emblem, then you can remove one of the shitter Slayers, like let's say Vayne or whatever. You can remove this, then you can actually play something like Renekton. And then Renekton is really, really powerful. And you can, like, Renekton has like a, he's like a legend type effect where he can like steal a bunch of stats. And then what you can do is like you use Renekton to give him a bunch of stats from 6-layer. And you give him the Slayer as well. And then like Renekton becomes part of your late game. And then you can also run like some other legendaries like Aurora with Zac or something. So overall, I think the way Shaco is gonna get played is like you 3-star him, you rush like 6-layers, 3 Syndicate, and then you rush like legendaries, and you kind of need like the Slayer emblem Renekton or something to like properly cap out if you want to win the lobby. So this is like my current prediction for. So the way it works, if you want to, yes, you can make Renekton by Shaco, because the way Renekton's ability works is it's Overlord, right? So you deal 40% max health as true damage, and then he gains health and AD. But he doesn't actually steal, he just gains it, right? So what you can do is like, if you're confident that Shaco heals back up, then it's actually not a big deal for Renekton to buy Shaco and then get a bunch of AD. So yeah, you can definitely do this if you want to. If you feel confident that Shaco can heal himself back up, then yeah, Renekton can bite the Shaco. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind. Silas is just frontliner for Anima Squad, but he does have a hero augment that's actually fairly good. I thought his hero augment was fairly useful. I played it once and I liked it. Then we have Vi, which has the worst hero augment I've ever seen in my life. I swear to God, that Vi hero augment, I've never seen something worse. It felt like my unit got worse. Obviously, they can tune us with numbers, but I don't actually like the design. I don't like the design of the Vi hero augment. So what she pretty much does is like she gets like the what is it, like the set 3 Vi ult, except it only hits a single unit. Yeah, so she kind of like, she charges into the into a backliner and deals some damage to that backliner, but she deals no damage to anybody else. And like the animation is so long, the damage is so pathetic. I thought the Vi hero augment literally felt not worth taking. No, like the way hero augments work nowadays is that most tier 1 tanks have a hero augment. So Silas is a tank, he becomes a carry. Vi is a tank, she becomes a carry. Poppy is a tank, she becomes a carry. Because like, look at this. This is Vanguard, this is Vanguard, this is Bastion. And who was the other hero augment? Jax, Bastion. So it's like 4 tanks, 41 tanks can become carries. Because this is like how Riot wants hero augments to work. They want to make tanks into carries if you take the hero augment. But yeah. Zyra's kind of a reprint. She's there is a difference, which is that the second vine goes to the nearest target to Zyra, like positioning wise, which is kind of weird. Like the Zyra we had in set 13, she like ulted and then it split into 2 or something. And this one is more like she shoots out 2 vines from the start, one going on her target, and the other one is like positioning based. She was fine though. Like Techie is also like a pure AP trade. Like honestly, at some points Zyra probably will see some play. She didn't feel completely worthless. So yeah, that's tier 1. Let's go for tier 2. Darius was pretty cool. I actually really like this version of Darius. So he heals first, and then he deals damage. What's pretty important is he has a Sunder effect, which means he's incredibly valuable in a lot of comps because you can like delay your last whisper and stuff, or even Shroud because you can just play Darius in the early game. Now his Kingpin bonus is actually pretty sweet because his ability range. So to explain the Darius, let me just visualize this. So in stage 2, the way you wait, I need to. Okay, yeah. Okay, so let me just do a bunch of Alistairs. Okay, so in stage 2, you have like a frontline isolated Darius, okay? And the way it would work is that he will hit everyone and then sunder everyone. And that's really nice, right? But at some point, especially if Darius is like 2-star, not 3-star because he's a tier 2 unit, you're gonna have this problem that an isolated Darius is gonna be too weak to hold the line. So you're gonna end up playing other bruiser units. So let me just throw in some bruisers and some more Alistairs here. So let's say you play like okay. So what's gonna happen is like what you in theory can do with Syndicate is you can make him into the Kingpin. And now instead of hitting these 2 Alistair, he will actually hit all 4 Alistairs. If Darius is the Kingpin, he gets like his abilities like 2 hex more. So he's gonna get hit, And even though you don't isolate Darius, you hit everybody and you sunder everyone. And that also means that items like Morello is actually kind of okayish on him. Because like with Morello, you can anti-heal the entire enemy frontline without isolating him. But this needs the Kingpin bonus though, so it is a bit of an investment. Like you do have to play like 3 Syndicates. Overall though, I honestly liked it. I like playing Darius. I think he's a really nice tempo type unit, you know, like isolate him in stage 2, Kingpin him in stage 3, and then you can replace him for something else. I thought the way he played was pretty cool. I tried 3-starring him, making him into like a carry and stuff. Did not work that well. Like his numbers don't really support Darius 3-star being a carry, but he's a really nice tempo type unit. Echo is pretty straightforward. Heal into damage. I don't think there's much to say about this. Like he is Strategist. If you guys remember, Strategist was set 9, right? If you remember this, then Strategist will always see play. It's a super broken filler type trade. You can expect this trade to see everywhere, and since Strategist is so broken, Echo will see some play regardless of his ability. Graves is like, yeah, he is like a buckshot thingy. He's actually okay, just 3-star as a carry. So because Gold Nox can give you like 30-40% damage amp and execution as an offensive trait, so he has like 2 offensive traits. And yeah, that pretty much means like you can play Graves as a carry. Unfortunately, I did try him with range increase items and it didn't do anything. Like he dashes melee. So unfortunately, range increase items on Graves are useless. So no set 1 Graves, unfortunately, but yeah, it is what it is. Illaoi, there's not much to say about Illaoi. It's a tier 2 frontliner that has a flat MR reduction. Also, this is gonna be something you're gonna see a lot. Flat reduction there's so much flat reduction in this set. Thank you, Mundo. Jin will definitely be a carry. He has a fairly decent ability. He has obviously super nice traits. If a unit has Dynamo, what that pretty much means is that you can skip stuff like Shojin if you want, because like the Dynamo trait gives you so much mana. So you can skip like Dynamo, you can skip Shojin and just go triple DPS items, you know, like Deathblade, IE Whisper, stuff like that, and then have the ultimate hit really hard. And he's still gonna cast a decent amount of times because Dynamo is like acting like a Shojin. So that's nice. He also has a Sunder, similar to Darius, which is nice. LeBlanc is pretty good. I played her a bit. She felt like one of those stronger tier 2 reroll comps. Good ability, has like scaling throughout the fight. Like her ability becomes stronger the more she casts. Strategist, obviously super nice trait. Mana was nice, damage was nice, was definitely useful. We'll see some play. Nafiri is also like Nafiri is gonna be like the rapid fire cannon. Like she's gonna be like the Nocturne of the set. So pretty good traits, decent ability, good passive, and just loves range. You know, it's like if you have like rapid fire cannon, snipers focus, like this type of stuff, you just play Nafiri. That's pretty much just how you have to play it. Rast is like Rennie. Because, like, okay, listen, read this ability, okay? Knock the target into the air, over the duration, heal, and deal physical damage. How is this not Rennie? This is like Rennie without the bugs. That's what it feels like. How to design Rennie without Rennie being buggy. So yeah, this is just Rennie. Shyvana honestly was just she has nice traits and stuff, but she's like filler frontline, like completely irrelevant damage. Like you can completely forget about Shyvana as a carry. She's just a nitro frontliner with Bastion. Yeah, she's just a filler type unit. There's not much to say about Tristana. Honestly, I can't say too much about Skana. He felt slow. I didn't really like him that much. I might try to cook a little bit with the whole, because like his ability is based on a group of most units with range. So maybe I'll try to have some fun, but I don't know, man. The problem is like he only deals damage when the shield ends, which sometimes doesn't happen. And then the Skana feels really bad because like stuck not dealing anything. Overall, didn't really like Skana all that much. TF is kind of crazy for tier 2. Like he has so much, he has like so much going for him. So gain ability power each attack. So obviously Ginzo, Nashor, etc. And then he has like, he just deals like damage to 2 units. But if you make him into the Kingpin, then he does either a red card, a blue card, or a yellow, or sometimes a yellow card, each with like a different type of effect. Probably will see some play as a 3-star. He's also tier 2 together with Darius, which means that, and obviously you want to play Syndicate if you play TF carry, which means that you can just roll for Darius and Twisted Fate at the same time. So that's gonna feel fairly natural, I would say. Wayne is weird because I feel like, you know, like the set 1 Wayne I felt like was stronger than this Wayne. Like the original Wayne is like, I'm gonna attack you 3 times and I'm gonna deal max health as true damage. I feel like that was way better than whatever this is. Because this is like every 6 auto attacks, she does like bam, 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 and it's like tiny true damage, and a bit more true damage. Obviously, I mean, just gotta see some play, but yeah, I didn't particularly like playing Vayne, but I never liked these types of like pure auto attackers. So not much to say about this. Veigar is fine. It's also another tier 2 reroll type carry. Good traits. Cyberboss only needs like, you only need to have like 2 Cyberboss. You can do 4 Cyberboss in late game if you want to, but I can see like 2 Cyberboss and then vertical Tachyon Veigar. Boss is decent, like decent ability. Like Veigar carry, I think, was kind of popular during the playtest. That is tier 3. Braum felt not really worth it as a tier 3 unit, if I'm honest. Like his ability was kind of like, the shield is nice, you know. Like having a shield is always good. That's like I think he's like Loris. Yeah, I think he felt really similar to Loris. So decent shields. He is Vanguard, so obviously shield also means damage reduction. Damage completely irrelevant, and attack speed debuff on frontliner is pretty irrelevant. His Kingpin bonus can be interesting to make him kind of into an auto attack carry, but that's gonna require a lot of cooking. Like, you kind of have to burn down the kitchen to make Braum into a carry. I will try this, especially with 7 Syndicate, but this is something I'm gonna be explaining later. But overall, didn't particularly like playing Braum. Draven was fine. Vertical Rapid Fire Draven. Even Draven 2-star was like easily dealing like 10, 12k damage sometimes. Was there a tier 2 hero augments? I don't remember. I think Raz has one. there's one that makes Rast into Kayn, into like the Shadow Assassin, and he gets like the spin to win combo. So I'm really sure there's a Kayn hero augment, and I don't remember any others for tier 2. I only remember the Kayn one. Oh yeah, Gragas has one. No, Gragas is tier 3 though, not tier 2. We haven't even talked about Gragas yet. Elise is fine. She's like Nitro, Dynamo, which is pretty good traits, honestly. And yeah, she's like, she casts often, which is good because she has like a flat MR reduction in her ability. Yeah, I thought Elise was decent. I like playing her. Like Elise 3-star will actually definitely see some play. Fiddle is okayish. He's a meme comp, I think. He's like a 2 range unit, so he needs to be a second row. Decent amount of damage, has Shred, which is obviously nice, especially on the tick damage. He has heal himself from damage dealt, and if you remember this, if you have Talisman of Ascension, it's over. Like, if you can get Talisman to proc on Fiddlesticks, he will heal for more damage, which is usually... like, that usually doesn't exist in TFT anymore for a very good reason. Because if you heal for damage dealt, that means you could just stack damage. And, yeah. There might be some sort of, like, Archangel stacking Fiddlesticks combined. Like, for example, one idea I had was like this, okay? So, you play, like, 6 Bastion with Garen, triple AP, triple Archangel Fiddlesticks, and then you make Fiddlesticks into a Bastion with Garen. Like, that's kind of like the idea I had, which is probably something I will attempt during the PBE cycle. Galio, honestly, I didn't really like Galio. He's Cypher, so his ability is kind of whatever. Same for Gragas, honestly. I think all of these tier 3 tanks, like Braum, Galio, and Gragas, I didn't enjoy playing any of them. Yeah, I thought the tier 3 tanks were kind of shitty, if I'm honest. I didn't really like playing them. Like, tier 2 tanks are fine. Like, I have no problem playing... actually... Yeah, I think I like the Ilawi and Darius, and even Echo to an extent. But yeah. I think on the tank side, it's a bit rough. And we have another problem, which is... So... Braum, tier 3 tank, don't really like him that much, but he's okay. Galio, don't like him that much. Gragas, don't like him that much. Jarvan, hate him. Like, Jarvan is actually, this is like a tier 1 unit. No joke. Like, this ability is like, the only good thing he is going for him is that he has a flat armor reduction. And that's the only good thing he has going for it. His ability, like, his hitbox is a complete joke. He feels so squishy, like, I don't know, man, like, this Jarvan unit is just not it. And then Jinx is... I mean, Jinx is just LeBlanc as tier 3 AD caster. So, pretty good. Jinx will definitely see play. Pretty good ability, decent traits. There's some other tier 3 street demons like Rengar. Yeah, she's like an AD Heimerdinger. I played her, she felt good. I would say she will be one of the staple tier 3 units. Now we actually get to a useful tier 3 tank. Thank you, Mordekaiser. Thank you for not being a complete shit. Now, obviously, shield, nice. Bruiser, Techie, Exotech, which is great traits. Stuns all enemies hits, you know, like, so he has like potentially an AoE stun. And overall, but like, Mordekaiser is just, his traits are just really nice. So it's like, his ability is useful, but he actually feels nice to play because he's like triple trait and all of his traits are like nice to play. So I expect to see a lot of Mordekaiser. He's great. There's also an Exodia Mordekaiser comp that I will show tomorrow. There's like a super secret item comp that makes him into Exodia. So yeah, Mordekaiser has a crap ton of potential. But I will explain more on that later. Tomorrow, I mean. Rengar. So Rengar is another one of these. So he leaps to lowest health enemies into hexes. He was actually okay. And he has like Executioner, which means he doesn't need Infinity Edge. So he's actually okay-ish. I showed the combo in the YouTube video. Yeah, but I didn't explain it. But yeah, I did show it in the YouTube video, if you pay attention. So, unfortunately, again, if you give range increase items, this doesn't work. He still goes melee. So no rapid fire can, no sniper's focus for Rengar either. Always jumps melee. He was fine. I think Rengar carry will see some play. It's also pretty easy to. It's like you can do Street Demon reroll with Jinx, but they have a little bit of an item problem because both of them are AD carries. But you can also do tier 3 reroll with Senna because Senna is like an okay-ish target for the Executioner emblem, and then you have Vex, who's Divinity Corp Executioner, so you have like some synergy there. So you can maybe open Executioner emblem and then do Rengar, Senna, do carry reroll, for example, with Divinity Corp. Maybe. I tried it, it didn't really work that well for me, but you never know. I kind of thought Senna was shit when I played her, but I mean, yeah. If the numbers are too weak, right, it's probably gonna buff it. Varus is fine. He's like, the problem is he only stuns his main target, the others are just taking damage, I believe. He's fine. I thought Jhin was kind of like the more interesting carry between Varus and Jhin, so, and he's also pure AP, which is something you have to remind yourself that Varus is like AP. I gave him a lot of AD items during the playtest. And at the end we have Yuumi. I did showcase this in the video, which is that if you have blue battery, then Yuumi is actually pretty cool. Overall, Yuumi is okay-ish. I don't think she's crazy. She has decent traits. She has an okay-ish ability. A decent comp for like top 4. But, and I will say this, if you want to play reroll, you just play T2 reroll. Like, the thing is like, yeah, Yuumi can work. Varus probably not. Senna and Rengars have issues. Mod is gonna be contested. Jinx is fine. I like Jinx. And the rest is, and maybe Draven. Maybe Draven is fine as well. But the reality is, in tier 2, you have like, hey, Viger is nice. TF is nice. Maybe even Vayne to an extent. Naafiri is really good. LeBlanc is really good. Jhin is nice. Graves is nice. You see the difference? You see the difference? Like, tier 2 is like full of these super powerful, nice to play, nicely designed reroll comps, and then they also have the advantage of you can actually play tier 2 reroll. Whereas tier 3 has this whole problem of you're stuck level 7, which is like a death sentence. But that means the only tier 3 reroll comps you can play are the ones where you can go 8 with like Jinx 2-star, and then you finish Jinx 3-star on 8. But that means that the trades have to work. Like, for example, with Rengar, you can be like, okay, I go 8, so I can add Vex for Divinity Corp Executioner, for example. And then you try to like use that as one additional win con. That could work. That's why Rengar is also like okay-ish. And it also works with Varus. Like you have tier 3, and then Divinity Corp Executioner on tier 4. So if you wanted to, yeah, Rengar might be something you can finish on level 8. But yeah, the whole like staying level 7 for tier 3 reroll comp is probably ditch. Which means the only tier 3 reroll comps that will see play are the ones where the 2-star is strong enough that you can go 8 and finish the 3-star on 8. So yeah. Tier 4 is... Annie is fine. I played her a bit. She's a bit weird because she's actually like... She's completely backliner. Like we had a lot of frontline Annies, but this one is like completely backline. You want her to cast as often as possible. And if you cast... Tibbers itself was actually not that strong. Like, the Tibbers isn't dealing any magic damage. He's just auto-attacking. And he's like, Tibbers is also a little bit squishy, which means he's gonna... He kind of, like, just acts as an additional body. He's not, like... Because, like, most of Annie's spell is actually the first part of, like, dealing damage and stuff. And Tibbers is, like, an additional bonus, but it's not the main part of her ability, I would say. It's just a bonus. So yeah, and you like getting more than like Tibbers is also gonna die so fast. Yeah, good luck getting a second Tibbers. Fight is probably over before you get a second Tibbers. Moon, I think this Aphelios, I think we've seen this guy before. I think it's a reprint. Like I don't remember which Aphelios this was, but I'm pretty sure we had this Aphelios before. Just hits like in a circle, and then for every unit that was hit in that circle, he deals more damage. He's fine. Like, obviously, nice, super good traits, like Golden Axe Marksman, really, really nice traits. So, Aphelios will definitely see play. Brand reminds me a bit of Varus from, which one? Set 11? Set 12? No, I think it was set 11, no? So the cool thing about Brand is that his ability, his targeting is kind of based on range. So maybe there's a world we can like split the enemy front line and then make Brand target the back line. I'm gonna try. Outside of this, it kind of like when you first played this Brand, you're thinking Ziggs. He throws the bomb and then the bomb splits into like smaller bombs that deal less damage. But technically, you can also argue it works like the Brand E in League of Legends. Like, if somebody's already a flame, then that unit takes a lot of damage and everybody else gets, like, the damage around it. So, it's kind of like the Brand E in League of Legends, more or less. He was fine overall. Techie is, like, pure... by the way, Techie is just Sorcerer. Honestly, like, it says Techie, but if you read Techie, just read Sorcerer, which means just pure AP and then some bonus effect if you go deep into the trait. So yeah, he's 3 Demon Sorcerer. Cho'Gath is actually cool. You can cook a little bit with him. He's like, so far we had like LeBlanc scales with more she casts, Jinx scales with more she casts, and then Cho'Gath also scales with every cast. And obviously Cho'Gath is like the coolest one because he becomes like bigger, he gets more health, and his ability becomes bigger. So yeah, there's definitely some cool cooking. Unfortunately, the way you want Cho'Gath to survive is usually pure tank. So what you can do is like you can do really nice like triple tank items Cho, have him like survive as long as possible so you can like ult as much as possible, and just buy time for your carries. And then if Cho'Gath is left alone, if he's like left unchecked, he can actually start like carrying a fight by himself as well. But so the problem is it's not worth to go the AP route on him. It's really just triple tank. Make use of the Bruiser trait and then get some of the damage from like the Boombot thingy. But yeah. Leona is Leona is a unit. Yeah, Leona's a unit. Okay, so let me just read this ability, okay? Gains durability for 4 seconds, but no shield. She is Vanguard, though, to be fair. Deal irrelevant magic damage to the largest clump of enemies within 2 hexes and stun the center enemy for 2 seconds. So she stuns 1 unit. Okay? So you can obviously... She's okay with Morello because, you know, like she goes for a large clump and deals some magic damage, but effectively, so far this ability was like, I gain durability, but I don't gain a shield. My only shield comes from Vanguard. I can deal just enough magic damage to proc Morello, and I stun 1 unit. So far, non-existent ability. And then it's, now this part is actually a bit more interesting, which is that enemies damaged by this ability take bonus magic damage from allies' attacks, based on the MR. Now this, when I saw this reminded me a little bit of the Sejuani Zeri comp from set 9. I actually never got around testing a Zeri-Leona interaction. Like if the Zeri clones can proc this. If the Zeri clones can proc the magic damage, then it's actually cool because then you might be able to reimagine the whole Sejuani Zeri comp from set 9, which would be sweet. But if the Zeri clones don't work, then she might be okay in like a rapid fire type setup because like the rapid fire units auto attack a lot. But she's pretty rough, like very niche, I would say, because the ability itself is just really rough compared to what you want from a T4 tank. Misfortune is just a decent AD caster. Something to remember with Misfortune, there's like two important things, which is she has Dynamo, which means don't give her Shojin. Misfortune is like literally like Infinity Edge double Deathblade or something like that, you know, or like Infinity Edge Deathblade Giant Slayer, you know, like stuff like that. Giant Slayer is actually especially good on Misfortune because the way her bullets work is they stop on first target hit. Um, that means that when Misfortune casts, she kind of casts into the enemy front line. So you want to have an ability, you want to have like Giant Slayer or Guard Breaker or stuff like this to be able to get through the enemy front line. Now, 7 Syndicate Misfortune doesn't actually have this problem, but I'll explain this later. But yeah, just keep this in mind that don't do Shojin Misfortune. You will be very disappointed if you do that. And keep in mind that she has to go through the front line first, so you should itemize her accordingly. Dory, thanks for the sub in the 53 months. Good evening, good evening. No, she's not. No, this is a bug. She is 4 range. She is definitely 4 range. This is just a bug from the website. Okay, I'll get to the trades in a bit. I just want to finish up the units really fast. Nico is okayish, I would say. I mean, the thing is, she's gonna see play because of her traits. Like Street Demon Street Demon is like KDA from set 10, and Strategist is Strategist. Just having a tier 4 Strategist for the front line just makes her so incredibly valuable. So if you don't know, Strategist gives damage M for backliners and durability for frontliners. And she has a shield, which obviously shield with a trait that grants you durability is very, very useful. As for the ability itself, is actually not that good. But she would still see play just for the traits. Like being a tier 4 strategist frontliner will automatically make her viable, but she might not be the best unit to take items. Now, Sejuani is by far and beyond the best unit in tier 4. Is this a shifting momentum stream? What do you mean, shifting momentum? I don't know what you mean with that. Okay, so Sejuani is literally the best tier 4 tank in the game. Amazing passive, more armored MR, Exotech Bastion, super good traits by the way, like really, really nice traits. 3 Exotech gives you bonus item. Jax is also Exotech Bastion, so that's like super easy. You can be like, hey, I play Sejuani, Jax, 1 more Exotech, I get the item, and with Jax and Sejuani, you already have Bastion active. Ability, absolutely amazing. AoE, 2-second stun. Absolutely amazing. Like, super, super good stats. Absolutely staple tank. I mean, this unit has everything going for it. You will see this. You will see Sejuani everywhere. Vex is interesting. So okay, so Vex is gonna be a positioning nightmare. Let me explain. So she has 2 range. So she's second. She usually starts second row, but you can have her start first row as well if you want. She has Omnivamp and. Okay, so in the playtest, it just said she gains more Omnivamp with every cast. This one is a bit different. I don't know which one is true. Like I said, in the playtest, it was just gain more Omnivamp with every cast. We'll have to see once the set goes on PvE. And then, yeah, she deals like damage to... Wait, her ability is completely different than in the playtest. I'm trying to figure out. Wait, send a shadow to the target, dealing magic damage to all enemies it passes through. The shadow explodes, dealing damage. Okay, so I don't actually want to go too deep into Vex because the Vex we had in the playtest worked completely different. Because the Vex in the playtest was actually going for. Oh, was it? No, actually, maybe. No, actually, maybe it kind of did work like that. No, wait, she didn't. Wait, whatever. I'll talk about Vex when she goes on the PvE server, but she worked very different in the playtest, so I'm a little bit confused here. Zaya is kind of lame in terms of the ability. It's a really weird ability because, like, okay, so I do 6 feathers into the target, and then the target is like marked. And whenever that target dies, the 6 feathers look for enemy, like they sort of like it's kind of like a corpse explosion, if you know what I mean. Like it's kind of like a corpse explosion where if the marked target dies, you know, the feathers they like spread out and deal some damage. When I played her, I was like, I don't want to play this unit again, especially because like Aphelios and stuff feel like the problem is like Zaya has like so much competition. Because for starters, you have like Misfortune, which is fairly decent. you have Aphelios, which is like super good. I love Aphelios, like really, really nice. And then you also have Zeri. I'll get to Zeri in a bit. So the problem is there's like 3 units in tier 4 competing with Xayah, and she feels like the worst out of the 4. Especially because her ability is like really uninspired. And Anima Squad is a very all or nothing type trade. Anima Squad feels like a bit like a rebel, if you know what I mean. So it's like you have to go deep into it, and that means like 7 or 10. And that makes it feel like super awkward. And that also means like she's gonna feel pretty awkward to play outside of Anima Squad, I think. Zed is tier 4 Slayer. He's gonna be there's gonna be a bit of a positioning thing going on with Zed, because he goes for furthest unmarked enemy, which means you might want to have a filler unit from time to time for because like Zed will actually teleport towards that unit, and then he can deal damage to that unit later as well. So you have to be a bit careful with Zed, because he can like get into the back line, and if you position your main carry in the corner and then Zed goes to furthest unit, you might end up losing your main carry. So need to scout if people are playing Zed. Also, if somebody's playing Zed, he's probably also playing Shaco, and then have fun, because like your backline is a mess. Zeri is actually cool. Yeah, he's kind of like Akali. Yeah, a little bit. So usually I didn't like Zeri in TFT, but this was Zeri I actually really like. It's a really fun ability. So she does like a small dash, and then she leaves behind a clone, and that clone like auto attacks and deals damage. And it's honestly, it feels really satisfying if you have like a high attack speed Zeri, because she can create clones faster than they die. Or like if she has high attack speed, she's able to upkeep more clones than if she has low attack speed. So Zeri has like a really nice visual progression of, you feel like if she has like Ginzo and stuff, you get like the feeling your Zeri clearly has become stronger throughout the fight, because at the beginning, like she would have like 2 clones, and then by the time she casts the third one, the first one would die. And then later in the fight, she has like 5, 6, 7 clones, you know, all firing. So Zeri has a great visual progression, and also traits that's super solid with Exotech Rapid Fire. You can expect to see a lot of Zeri, I think. I like playing her. I had fun playing Zeri. Something I would definitely play again. So yeah, big recommendation for Zeri. Ziggs is also another positioning unit. So the thing is, like, so far, Zed has been relevant for positioning, Vex has been relevant for positioning, and Ziggs is also relevant for positioning. So he literally fires in a plus sign. Like, it says a plus shape, but yeah, that's pretty much what it means. So he has like an upgraded ability where he hits 1 row and 1 column. But if you're playing Ziggs carry, you will always have this, because all you need to do is like have 1 Poppy and 1 Ziggs, and the Ziggs has more items than Poppy, and that's it, right? And then he gets the final form, which makes him hit like way more units. So it will always be hitting a column in a row, because if you give Ziggs items, then you will always have 1 more Cyber Boss to activate the final form. And Strategist, obviously, amazing trait. Ziggs carry, definitely super solid, but smart players might know how to position against Ziggs, because you can bait Ziggs. Because Ziggs has a very specific position, he has a very specific attack pattern, and you might be able to counter that by positioning. But this also means if somebody is like throwing all of their units into 1 row, Ziggs will be crazy. Like, you will punish people so hard that position poorly against Ziggs. So yeah. Okay, legendaries. Aurora has she's a little bit like Thresh, the Lantern Thresh. So she pulls a unit from the bench onto the board, but instead of like Lantern the unit onto the board, she actually swaps places, and then she will auto take from the bench as long as the swapped unit is still alive. So it's always a positive, right? Like, you always get, like, because Aurora keeps fighting, but she doesn't take damage. So, and she has Dynamo, which grants you more mana. So obviously this is super, like, it synergizes really well. So she sort of like brings herself into safety. You get an additional unit on the board, and she keeps auto attacking and casting from the bench. That also means that Aurora is one of the absolute like stable legendaries. Like you don't care about Anima Squad. Like this one is completely irrelevant. Anima Squad doesn't matter. But Dynamo, Aurora, like at least having like 2 Dynamo, Aurora, that's gonna be staple in every legendary soup comp. You can even play 2 Auroras if you want. Yeah, but you can expect Aurora to be part of every legendary soup late game board. Her ability is just very, very powerful, like super strong AP late game carry, very powerful utility. This unit will be everywhere. This is one of the late game units. Then we have Garen. So the Garen ability, I didn't really care that much for it. Like it was really hard to notice. I don't know. I've not seen anybody attempt Garen carry. It seems pretty rough to make him into a carry, but I mean, I will try. But the main reason you play Garen is usually not for the damage part. It's because of his trait. The way it works is pretty simple. It's like you play him for like 2 rounds, and then you can make any unit. Like you get a selection of 3 traits that you have. You can take one of them, and then you get like a consumable you can put on a unit to give that unit a trait. I mean, it's probably easier if I just... Okay, so the idea is like this. Okay, so let's say you have... Okay, so let's say you have something like an Archangel Fiddlesticks, okay? So let's say you have something like this. You have like 4 Bastions, you have Fiddlesticks who's like full AP, and you have Garen. So what you can do is, if Garen gives you an armory that has the Bastion mod, then you take the Bastion mod and you put it on Fiddlesticks. And what's going to happen now is that Fiddlesticks is considered a Bastion unit, but he doesn't get, like, it's not an emblem, so it's not +1 Bastion, which means I'm still 4 out of 4 Bastion, but Fiddlesticks will be considered a Bastion unit and profit of all the defensive values from Bastion. But this only works but this mod only works while Garen is on the board. So if I remove Garen, I lose the mod. But if I keep Garen in, then Fiddlesticks will be a Bastion. So yes, you can give traits to Garen as well. Like if I wanted to, I could take a Bastion, make Garen into a Bastion, and just play him until the end. I could do that if I want to. And the way the mods work is it's like a 2-3-4 system, I think. Which means that you get the first mod after 2 rounds, PvP rounds. You get a second mod after 3 rounds. So it's like getting more mods will be increasingly more difficult. Getting the first mod is like really easy. So yeah, it's after 2-player combats, open armory of trait mods that reprogram a champion to benefit from the trait but doesn't contribute. Every time you get a trait mod, the next one requires 1 more round. Yeah. So yeah. That's kind of how it works. It's useful, but you kind of need to plan ahead for that one. I think a lot of comms. So, for example, like some traits are really sick. For example, Oxforce. I say Oxforce, but it's Golden Ox. Okay, so Golden Ox actually has the 2-piece has 18% damage amp as a base, but you can actually increase this. So even if you play assuming you play this, okay? Assuming you play this, you play 2 Golden Ox with Aphelios or whatever, and you get the Golden Ox mod. You can give any unit you want 20% damage amp. And it's kind of the same for Strategist. Like, if you get the Strategist mod, and you get like Vertical Strategist, you can give any backliner 20% damage amp, or any frontliners. And no, it's actually more because they get triple. So you can give any backliner 60% damage amp, and any frontliner is like, what is this, 42 durability. So traits like Golden Ox and Strategist, they're really broken with Garen because like the traits are so powerful even if they don't contribute. So that's just something to keep in mind, that these are the type of traits. If you're playing something like that, then it's worth it to go for Garen. And if you don't play something like that, then it's probably not worth it. So you need to plan ahead. You need to know ahead of time if Garen is like, because you need to keep him on the board. Keep that in mind. You can't just take him in and get something of value and then remove him. If you play Garen, you kind of need to commit on him. Kobuku is like, he's gonna be relevant for Ziggs and Veigar comps because of Cyberboss, because like there's a 4 Cyberboss is like a really good late game trade. He's also a late game bruiser. He's like an AoE stun type ability, which is fine. I didn't actually think his ability was. I didn't think his ability mattered that much, but I would say he mainly acts as a late game win out for Cyberboss. I would say that's what he mainly felt like, because like 4 Cyberboss is a pretty decent trade, especially if you're playing like Veigar or Ziggs carry. Renekton is gonna be another unit you're gonna see everywhere. Like Aurora, there's gonna be like 3 legendaries you see in every single late game comp. One of them being Aurora, the other one being Renekton, and the last one is Zac. I'll get to Zac later. So Renekton is actually fairly simple. In the beginning, he does like a slash that has like, he gains some HP, he wounds people, and then he, like every auto attack is like 2 auto attacks, and then later it's every auto attack is 3 auto attacks, pretty much, more or less. So the real, the relevant part about Renekton is the Overlord trait, which I think I showed it earlier, but the real important part about Renekton is that at the start of the fight, he can gain HP and AD from one of your own units. And let's just say you can gain a lot of HP and you can get a lot of AD. And that makes Renekton into a really, really scary carry. So Renekton, absolutely one of the top tier late game threats, if you have the right setup for it. But yeah, expect Renekton to be extremely relevant. His traits obviously are nice. Divinity Corp Bastion is easy to fit in, like Bastion together with Sejuani. Divinity Corp is guild, which means you can always fit it in. So yeah, very, very nice filler legendary that fits into everything. Samira was actually fairly toxic. So it's pretty similar to, like, she has a lot going for it, but just to sort of like explain it, it's kind of like the set 4 Samira. It's very, very similar, except that she has a bunch of Omnivamp during the cast, and she also has a flat armor shred during her cast. So she's very, very similar to the set 4 Samira, and that makes her feel like super powerful. Simply because like during her ability, she heals so much from the Omnivamp, she can't be interrupted. Which means if you can create a setup where Samira keeps ulting, she might actually be a really good mana Zane user, because she will like ult into ult, and it's really hard to counter that. But yeah, Samira overall, fairly powerful late game carry, I would say. And let's see. So Urgot is pretty decent. He has an ability that's based on range, which means he's actually like a sniper's focus user. And it's pretty much like a lot of damage, and he goes for the lowest percent health enemy, has some bonus damage, and once per cast, he can execute somebody. So this can either hit like a backliner or a frontliner. Like obviously, in theory, if you want to troll, you can put him more up front and then try to execute a backliner really quickly into the fight. But normally he's just going to be a backliner, and then he's just going to try to execute the main tank from the enemies. But obviously he's one of the late game executioner win cons. He's one of the boombot late game win cons. You can definitely cook a bit because of the way his targeting works. He goes for like lowest percent health, So if you can somehow get like a backliner to start with low HP, then Urgot will lock onto that unit right away. But obviously he has like 50 mana, so he has to cast first. But yeah, if you have like abilities that lower the backline HP, you might be able to potentially sneak some executes there. But if you want to play him normally, you just go like you're just gonna try to execute one of the tanks in the front line. He's pretty good though. I kind of liked him. Grind into parts. This is gold and item components. He's I think we had an Urgot like that. I don't remember which one, but it just means that if he gets an execute, you have a chance to get gold or an item. I think it actually says it here. 15% chance to get an item component, 20% chance to get like 1 gold, I think. So yeah, that's Urgot. We have 2 more legendaries. So Viego is actually pretty simple. Think of the Oxforce Viego from set, what was it? 8, except he's bad. Okay, so this is like, this is the tier 4 Oxforce Viego, except he's really, really bad. But the reason he's bad is because of his trait. Because his trait is good. To explain this, so Viego is literally a tech unit. He's a techie tech unit. The reason for this is Soul Killer. Gain a copy of the highest cost enemy Viego helped kill last round. This includes stuff like the 200 stacks T-Hex from the enemy Nitro player and stuff like this. So yeah, you can steal some pretty nasty stuff with this. I think he himself as a carry felt incredibly underwhelming. I think the reason why he has like so little damage is because Gold Nox is damage amp and Techie is AP. So because of his trade web, they made his ability super weak, which means that you need to commit on his trades or he's kind of useless. That's what it felt like to me. You can also try to play him as a tech unit without, like, you can be like 2 techie, 2 gold Nox and just play him as a filler unit for the copy to get like an additional unit. Oh yeah, by the way, if you put him in at the beginning, you actually get a golem. Like you get like a sentinel golem with a bramble vest or something. So there's always going to be some sort of value from the soul killer. Hello, Ian. Okay, and then we have Zek. Zek is going to be one of these legendaries you're going to see every single game. He has like, it's kind of a reprint from, I think it was the EDM set. What was EDM set 8? No, what was EDM set 10, right? Set 10. I think he's a reprint from set 10. So he bounces, he deals damage, he heals himself, he stuns people. The main difference being at 10% health, he splits into 2 copies with 50% health. So that means that if you have a Zek that has like 2000 HP and he drops to 10%, you get 2 Zeks with 1000 HP. So as like 1000 max HP. So that's pretty good. Like obviously, and also they keep their items. Keeping items is obviously nice. That means you can cook a bit. It's like good with like ionic stacking, high voltage, but you can also try like some suspicious trenchcoat shenanigans. Overall though, very, very powerful. And Zek also has an ability that, let's see, Zek. Zek has an ability where you get like these, you have a 10% chance in your shop to buy something for 0 gold that makes Zek stronger. Like he has more HP and he has more AP. This actually synergizes kind of nicely if you have like a prismatic ticket and stuff like this, because you can like buy so many blobs that it's not uncommon for a late game Zek 2-star to have like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8k HP. But yeah. Mod sets, splits don't take items, they keep the sets though. Really? Oh, so the items don't have function. Maybe it's different from the playtest, I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, you can also give him a bruiser if you want to. I think the passive actually is different to Trenchcoat. Like the passive, I think actually, yeah, the passive takes all HP into consideration. So it's not like Trenchcoat, because Trenchcoat only takes base HP into consideration. So yeah, Bruiser Zack is actually decent. So yeah. But considering the way Zack works is I can already tell you this. Okay, so what you can expect is the following, okay? So the planning phase starts. You put Zack on your board, you roll, you buy all the blobs, and then you put Zack back on the bench, and then Aurora is gonna put Zack into play. And because Zack doesn't have any trades, you lose nothing, right? So Aurora, Zack, that's gonna be this duo you will see every game. This duo you will pretty much see every single game. Yeah, but like if Mort says that the items don't work, then yeah, Trenchcoat Zack won't work. I guess Zack keeping the items would be a bit too broken. But yeah. Okay, so that was the units. Let me just go over the traits really quickly. Anima Squad is it's not too difficult. It's like you make a decision between AD and AP. So yeah, it's like I want to have a weapon that deals some AD damage. I want to have a weapon that's AP damage. That might be based on if you prioritize Static Shift, Ionic Spark, Even Shroud, Last Whisper. And these weapons scale with star level and stage. Anima Squad is pretty much like, I think for the most part, it's probably going to be like, oh yeah, it's going to be, I mean, you can try Yumi reroll, but Anima Squad is one of these traits where if you have a dummy with an emblem, it's super broken because you only need 2 emblems for 10. And that means you can also get it on level 9. So Anima Squad dummy is going to be like a rebel dummy. Except maybe even better. So yeah, if you ever open with a game with early Anima Squad emblem, just go for the 10 trait. It's pretty much like auto win if you get the 10 trait. Yeah, Zack actually gets griefed by stuff like Gold Collector. It's true. I haven't played much Boombots. It's honestly just some bonus damage. The weird thing about Cyberboss is like, it has a 3-piece trait, but the 3-piece is irrelevant. Because like the increase from the 3-piece is so whatever, you almost never do it. It's like you do Poppy Veiga or you do Poppy Ziggs, and if you have Koboku, you can do all 4. But the 3-piece is something you can honestly kind of neglect. It's like pretty whatever. Yeah, Cypher is like Heartsteel. Except, like, it's pretty much Heartsteel. Which means you can try to like win streak early, then lose streak and take a late game cash out. It doesn't have an emblem though. Heartsteel had an emblem. Cypher does not have an emblem, which means that it kind of plays like Camburn at the moment. You know, like with Camburn, if you want to get a deep cash out, you have to find Silco early. And it's kind of the same here. Like, if you want a deep Cypher cash out, then yeah, you kind of need to find like tier 3 unit, tier 3 unit, tier 4 unit. And no emblem. So, definitely needs a lot of high roll to get a big cash out. Yeah, you can only cash out once, but honestly, like, yeah. If you get one big cash out, I mean, with Camburn, technically, did you really care about any additional cash outs after the big one? Not really. So it's I only played it once. I thought it was fine. I'd have to play it a bit more. Divinity Corp is reprint from Guild. So if you liked to play Guild, then yep, feel free to play Divinity Corp. Exotech is Ink Shadows from set 11 or Zorn from set 9. It pretty much works exactly like that. You get like these special items. You can cook a bit with these items. I will go over that in detail tomorrow. So yeah, you get special items, and there's like one, like, you pretty much scout at the beginning which items you get, and then based on that you can decide. It has very, very good units though. Keep that in mind. Like, all of the Exotech units are amazing, and you can play this a lot. Oh yeah, just to showcase some of these items, shields are more effective, and you deal true damage based on your own HP and convert that true damage into your own shield. It's worded a little bit weird, but that's kind of how it works. This is a really nice Sejuani one. Your ability mark people and then you heal for damage dealt. So super nice for Sejuani. This one is like the one you want on Zeri, which is a little bit like the Experiment Twitch passive, I suppose. This is the Varus one because it's like AP and crit. So this is like Jeweled Gauntlet, Hollowbow, Varus with Shojin or something. Hyperfangs was intended for Naafiri. Repulsor Lantern was intended for Jax, and the Pulse Stabilizer was intended for Jhin. Now you can swap them around however you want, but there will always be one item for each unit that's perfect, so to speak. Golden Ox, we will see a lot of Golden Ox play. Just like, I mean, okay, so Jarvan is kind of a, okay, well, some of these Golden Ox units are honestly kind of shitters, but the trade is still really nice. And Golden Ox is also like really nice with Emblem, because if you have the Emblem and you find both tier 2 units on 8, then you have the 6-piece. 6-piece is pretty strong, scale's nice. It has like this weird mechanic where you need to spend gold. You need to spend like a specific amount of gold, or you lose all the progress. But once you've reached a threshold, then that progress is saved up. I once played like 6 Golden Ox or whatever, and I got all the way up to like 60% damage jump. So min-maxing this thing here with the whole like buffing the effect, you can actually go pretty crazy on that. So yeah, like I said, like I definitely was able to get up to like 50% damage jump or whatever. Nitro is reroll trade. That's like, if you like to play like tier 1 reroll trade, I want to shut down my brain. That's like a good trade for you. Street Demons is KDA. Syndicate is probably my favorite trade, I would say. So the way Syndicate works, I already talked a little bit about the units and the bonus, but there's actually a really important piece here, which is the 7-piece. Now it's not a prismatic, it needs 2 emblems, but it's not a prismatic. And the way it works is that every single Kingpin unit has 2 abilities. Like, they have like the base ability, they have the Kingpin ability, and they have the secret Kingpin ability. And the secret Kingpin ability you only get if you have the 7-piece. And it's actually really strong. Like, just to make some examples, Shaco's secret ability is that after he kills somebody, he recasts his ability for 90% damage. Darius, instead of hitting in a 2-hex range, he hits like in a 4-hex range. Like, he hits the entire board. Twisted Fate's secret ability is that he just throws all of his cards. Braum becomes like an absolute machine with like his auto attacks, and Misfortune gets piercing bullets. So I didn't mention a lot with like Misfortune how her ability would stop on the first unit hit. But if you have 7 Syndicate Misfortune, she actually pierces through everyone and just hit the entire board. So 7 Syndicate, it's absolute insane. Like, so 7 Syndicate is totally worth going for. It's really fun. It also, like, since all of them feel so different to play, you can be like, hey, I want to play 7 Syndicate Shaco, I want to play 7 Syndicate Darius, I want to play 7 Syndicate Misfortune. So far, I would say Syndicate, my personal favorite trade. I had the most fun with this trade, and I think you can cook a lot with this trade as well, and you will probably see me play a lot of Syndicate. AMP is kind of like all of the AMP units, they have like a special scaling that increases with more AMP units pretty much. Bastion is Bastion, Bruiser is Bruiser. Dynamo is going to be important because you will be seeing this trade a lot. So every 3 seconds your team gains mana, Dynamo gains more. Considering that Aurora is such an important late game unit, like Aurora Morgana might be a really nice filler in late game. And this trade allows you to kind of like bypass the Shojin to an extent. So it also means the emblem is kind of interesting. The Garen mod for Dynamo is kind of interesting. So that's just something to keep in mind. So you can really, like, the good thing about Dynamo is that you can like focus on triple DPS items, skip the mana item, and just try to get your mana from Dynamo. Also, with a like 2-3-4 trade and having Aurora in late game, it's pretty much always worth playing. Executioner is Executioner. We'll definitely see some play. Marksman is bonus 80, not much. Rapid Fire Cannon is just attack speed. I think we had this one before. Slayer is 80 Omnivamp. Strategist, that one's important. You know, damage amp in the backline, durability in the front line. Strategists get triple the amount. Also, very, very good units. So keep that in mind. LeBlanc, Ziggs, nice carries for sure. Techie is just Sorcerer. Like, this is just a Sorcerer trait. AP, and then if you go deep, then enemies take less damage. Vanguard is Vanguard, we know that one. Gain a shield, and then durability while shielded. Okay, that was the traits. Now, Augments is a bit much to go through. Yeah, Augments is a little bit too much for me. I can't be asked to go through. I can tell you some of the Augments that I thought was interesting. Like, I'm not gonna go through all of them because, like, it's too much. Let me just try to find some of the new augments that I thought were really interesting. Obviously, a lot of... I mean, I haven't talked about the set mechanic yet. I did mention it in the video, but I should probably go over a few examples for the set mechanic. This one was kind of cool. I like this augment. So the way it works is like in stage 2-1 and 3-1, etc. The game asks you a question. And the question is pretty much like, in the next 5 rounds, are you gonna like win at least 3 or lose at least 3? And technically what you can do is like, hey, I'm gonna lose at least 3, and then you just do lose streak and you just open fort. If you do this, you get 5 gold and a completed item anvil at the PvE stage. That's really, really, really good, because that's a lot of value because predicting like the losses and the wins, you have complete control over this pretty much. Because like if you say, hey, I'm gonna win 3, that means you have a good understanding that you're currently in a power spike, and winning 3 out of 5 is not that hard because it's not in a row, it's just total. Like, you don't have to win 3 in a row, it's just like 3 in total. And then in the lose streak, you can obviously, like, lose streaking is completely in your control. Like, lose streaking 3 rounds to get a completed item anvil is crazy. This augment might see some nerfs. So yeah, I like this one though. This is the Kane one. So Kane hero augment that makes him like spin to win. Let me just find some of the more interesting augments that I've seen. Oh yeah, something that's kind of new is that some traits have 2 augments now. So for example, the Exotech has 2 augments now. One of them is called Cyberdeck. On combat start, up to 3 of your Exotech units with 2 items gain an ideal Exotech item. Which is really nice. Like, it's you get a tailored Exotech item. So if you have like Vamok Stoneplate on Sejuani, then you always get the butterfly thingy. That's like the best item for Seju. So this is really powerful. And there's like an augment for Exotech where you get a golem with Exotech items, I think. I don't know what the name was, but it's somewhere here. Maybe it's, I don't know. It's somewhere here. But yeah, so some traits actually get 2 augments now instead of 1. So that's kind of new. Let me just see. I think something that's probably the most important stuff regarding augments is honestly like the prismatics, the black market stuff. So for example, like Axiom Arc is a black market one. So, and binary airdrop is black market. So you're not gonna see them very often because first of all, the augment needs to roll prismatic. Then there needs to be a hack for black market to roll. And then you have like 4 rolls to find the prismatic you're looking for. But also, obviously, the stage is also relevant. Like, you can't find every augment in every stage. So there's a lot of RNG steps in the way of getting the black market augment that you want. Blue battery is obviously the one, like, it's the one that I showed. You gain a blue buff, 15 AP on your units, and after your units cast, they gain 10 mana. That's like super, super good for Yuumi because Yuumi is like 30 mana and she's Dynamo, so you can kind of create a permacasting Yuumi setup, which was pretty good. There was also like Think Fast is returning as a black market augment. There's also some new ones like this Chemtech Overdrive, and there's a Socialite augment. They can only appear in like as a black market augment. Double Troubles also black market. You're not gonna see them very. And Endless Hordes is black market. You're not gonna see them very often. Just keep that in mind. Future Sight is black market. Gargantuan is back. I thought it was a gold augment, not a prismatic one, but whatever. But yeah, you can get Gargantuan as a black market. Not sure about Hall of Mirrors. I haven't seen it yet. It might still be disabled. I don't know. Maybe it's gonna return. Maybe it won't return. Unfortunately, as far as I can tell, there are no What the Forge, no Trash to Treasure, and no Artifactory, even in the black markets, which means that the amount of artifacts you will see is actually pretty low. You won't be seeing you won't be seeing a lot of artifacts in this set. No What the Forge, no Artifactory, and no Trash to Treasure, even if you roll black market. Okay, so yeah, good. I think I'll actually show you guys some gameplay now. I'm not gonna do all the games. Like, I do have a lot of games, but I don't want to do all of them because I want to have some material for tomorrow, for Monday and for Tuesday. I think I'll show like 2 or 3 games. I'll narrate and answer your questions while the gameplay is running. So this is not going to be live gameplay. This is recorded gameplay from the playtest. And I think I wanted to start with the Mundo game, right? Yeah, we're gonna start with the Mundo game. And now, since I don't have to read that much anymore, I can actually pay a little bit more attention to your questions. Sorry if I skipped some of your questions. Okay, let's see. You should be seeing this, right? Before I start, let me just make sure that you guys can... Oh yeah, and can you hear this? The audio should be fine. Oh yeah, wait, before we start this, how's the audio? Louder? Okay, this is 100%. Is this too loud? Yes or no? 100% audio, or should I put it more quiet? Okay, let's do 70%. Okay, let's try, wait, let's do this again. Oh, at 50%, okay. Let's do 50%. Okay, currently, is the audio too loud or is it too quiet? Should I put it louder? Should I try 70% or is 50% perfect? It's too low now? Okay, I think we try 70% then. Okay, how's it now? 70%? Yes, no? Or should I go for 80%? Some people want 60. Okay, I'll do 65. I think 65 is fine then. Let's do 65. Okay, that means we start. Okay, first game. I mean, this is not my first game in the playtest, but it is the first game that I will be showing on stream. Oh, and also I should be... Oh wait, I need to remake the intro because I actually need to record this. Okay, one sec. Okay, so first game. And yeah, this is so this is not live gameplay. This is from the playtest. I'm still reading units, checking abilities because I have no idea what I'm doing. Keep this in mind if you watch the gameplay. You know, it's a little bit difficult to learn a new set. There's like a lot of information overflow, and do I like the art style? I think it was okay-ish. I think it was a bit better than the other Cyber set we had. I think in the other Cyber set I had more difficulties with differentiating the units, but in this set I thought it was actually fine. I was not too confused with the skin lines. Yeah, so here I just checked the exotech. I was like, I mean, I'm still reading like all the traits and abilities because I have like no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, but this is probably the first important change, which, as you can see, there are no more melee minions. As you can see, there are 4 ranged drones. All the PvE monsters have been reworked. There's no more Krugs, there's no more wolves. Everything is different now. But yeah, this means I think this might be a good thing because like usually casters are more squishy. So if you have something like Alistar, he might have I don't know, we'll see. He might have an easier time dealing with 1-4 by himself. I haven't done any tests yet on who can do 1-4 by themselves, but I will obviously do it. I can see a lot more units being able to do it though, because more casters means more damage, but it also means more squishy. Okay, so this was the first hack of the game. It shows you economic, which means that every single player right now, his left augment will always be economic, and you get multiple rerolls. So this was the first hack. That's like the set mechanic. On average, you can expect 3 hacks. I think 4 might be the maximum. I'm not 100%. You might have to ask Mod for that one. But yeah, which means at this point you can expect like 2 more hacks most of the time. Maybe it's the carousel, maybe it's the PvE monster, maybe it's a future augment selection. But after you've seen like 3 hacks, you shouldn't really expect any more hacks. Let me see if there's any questions so far. So the PvE is going to be Tuesday evening for Europe, but that's usually late in the evening. It's like 10 in the evening for Europe. For Europe, I would just say like Wednesday morning. That's usually easier for Europe. Just Wednesday morning, the PvE should be up. But sometimes Riot can run into trouble in updating PvE with the new set. I don't think the Zeri clones proc anything. I think they just deal damage. I know it's a recorded video, but what does the logo beside the round stage number say? Oh, you mean on the left? If you hover that, it will actually tell you the opening encounter, I believe. So yeah, I can't hover over, like it is a recording, so I can't hover it at the moment. But yeah, if you hover over it, it will tell you the encounter. Because in the past, if you right click on the augment selection thingy, it showed you the encounter in the 3 augments. But now it only shows you the augments, and the encounter is on the top. Yeah, here we can see a little bit of Wayne with like the triple shot dealing some true damage. In early game, obviously not too much happening. Also, nobody in this playtest knows what they're doing. I did get a worth the wait, so I immediately... so for me, I wanted to know how good is Mundo 4-star. So yeah, I'm aiming for Mundo 4-star here in a bruiser setup. And then I wanted to see if Mundo 4-star might be good enough to carry. So yeah, that's my game plan here. Because I'm always interested in how powerful the 4-star units are in a new set. So the thing is, like, the way Mundo works is like he has a passive that makes him gain more HP. So like a belt is more HP on a Mundo. He's also a bruiser, which means there's even more HP gain there. So in theory, a Mundo 4-star, you know, should have really nice ratios. He should be like super tanky. And I was kind of hoping that, because he's like a Slayer and he does single target physical damage, I was kind of hoping that he would become into a decent carry, but yeah. This is currently a recording from the playtest that I'm showing on stream. I am currently not playing live. Because a lot of, I don't know, I don't like to use the word influencer, but a lot of content creators got to playtest the set for a few days. You know, like, so we can make like YouTube videos about it. Like the one on my main channel. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mundo, Vamox on Mundo, because of his passive. So Vamok should be like 30% more effective on a Mundo specifically. And I'm kind of like trying to stack as much API as I can. But yeah. Yeah, if you see me like read through the abilities like there, it just pretty much means that I'm still learning everything. Like, this was probably from the first day of the playtest, which means, yeah, I am a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, so here we see Nitro. So the opponent has like the scuttle thingy, this robot. It does an AoE stun and a heal. Honestly, pretty useful ability overall. And yeah, Nitro is like a reroll trade. So you have like Kindred tier 1, Nidalee tier 1, Shyvana tier 2, Elise tier 3. And you want to reroll so you get to 200 stacks faster, because there then you will get like this T-Hex that does like the laser from set 9. The set 9 built over T-Hex. I didn't think that T-Hex was very powerful, but he was very tanky, so it's a really nice front line, but you still need a proper carry in the back line. Think for the side where you review the units. I mean, usually it's Tactical Tools or Meta TFT. Those are the two main sites. You can also try LOL Chess. I mean, most of these websites are really good at collecting the info of a new set. Does Mundo's 4-star scaling increase? I think it might always be like the whole like gaining more HP. I think is flat 30%. I will obviously I will hover the Mundo stats later, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but so this is like Mundo's ability. You can see he has a pretty long animation. He does like a flexing animation where he heals himself, and then he deals like a large amount of like single target physical damage. Which kind of means he's probably a decent stage 2 blue streak type unit. But yeah, here we see it. Gain 30% more max health from all sources, flex healing 211 HP, then deals 684 damage. But there's only a 20% HP scaling on his damage, which isn't that high.
I hear the innocent.
So here I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm rolling a little bit to get the Mundo 4-star earlier. Usually you don't do that, but unless you specifically want to go for 4-star units, because you never know how long these games are gonna be. And sometimes it's better to like try to roll before getting the 3-star upgrade to increase your chances. Not to increase the chances, but to accelerate the 4-star. Yeah, as you can see here, there's no more Krugs. The Krugs have been replaced by cannon minions. I don't know if they're stronger or weaker. They definitely felt different. Like, I don't think it's not a purely visual change. The PvE mobs felt very different, especially the late game. Like, the late game PvE mobs are crazy different. So yeah, my plan here is pretty much so I wanted to have like a 4-star Mundo and then have something with Shojin in the backline with vertical bruisers. Like something like Bruiser Twitch, you know? Yeah, and just have the Mundo in the front line and something with Shojin in the backline. But at this point, I actually had no clue what my backline carry is. And as you can see here also the... yeah, that's... that Mundo 3-star is not carrying any fights in stage 3. Obviously, only one item is not that much, but yeah. Prismatic, no hex so far. I'll take the Bruiser emblem to get to 6 Bruiser, and I have a very specific plan with my Bruiser emblem that I will get to later. Because obviously, if I'm showing you a game, that means the game is probably gonna be fun. Keep that in mind. I'm not gonna show you any of my super shit games where I went 8. Vayne doesn't heal the team. She can heal herself with the Slayer trait. The Slayer has an integrated Omni Vamp, I believe. And Mundo has an integrated self-heal in his cast. But yeah, obviously my backline currently is a mess. Okay, so this is triple Hurricane Jinx with, I think, bulky buddies. And the Hurricane category 5. Yeah, so my Vayne is probably, even if she's 2-star with Posh and Slayer, I don't think she can out-sustain that Jinx long term. You're getting Bruiser Zac? Okay, I will spoil you, it's not Bruiser Zac. I will spoil you that. I wanted to try something different. Oh no, actually, no, she did manage to out-sustain. Nice. And Mundo is still alive. Holy, nice. Very nice. I did not expect the Mundo to live this long. I think Bruiser does have like a late game issue again because I don't know why, but we only have a 6-piece Bruiser trait. And this is very similar to the previous set where the vertical Bruiser side felt pretty awkward. Because there's not that many emblem users. Like in the last set we had like Mundo Bruiser and that was it. At least in this set there's like 2 Bruiser emblem users that are really decent. But yeah, overall though, I feel like the vertical Bruiser side is probably rough to play. So opponent here has Ginzo LeBlanc. It's not even that, and with blazing as well, prismatic blazing. It's not even that bad because like Ginzo here just acts as a mana generating item for the LeBlanc. And the more LeBlanc cast, the stronger the ability becomes. So yeah, LeBlanc is definitely, if you're playing against a LeBlanc, you're on a timer, because if you let her cast too much, then she will start one-shotting everything. Honestly, kind of, I wouldn't say close, but obviously she only had 1 item and stuff, but LeBlanc can be very, very scary and is one of the better tier 2 reroll comps. So far I think we only seen 1 glitch, right? It was the initial glitch at the beginning with the economic one, so there should be at least 2 more glitches later into the game. I think if you haven't seen a glitch at this point, there's actually a fairly decent chance you see a stage 4 augment selection glitch, if I'm not mistaken. Because like glitches can appear, well, they can still appear now as like the prisoner dilemma type thingy. But yeah, you should kind of try to keep track how many glitches you've seen so far, because it helps you predict a little bit. Here I'm just desperately trying to look for 6 Bruiser, which is something I shouldn't be doing, but like, just have some mercy with me, okay? Oh yeah, Mordekaiser is a Bruiser, right? Oh yeah, I buy Mordekaiser, but at this point I didn't know he's a Bruiser, so I tried to give him the Bruiser emblem. But yeah, now at least I have 6 Bruiser, I have the Power Spike. Not a lot of items for Mundo so far, which is a bit sad, but yeah, we'll manage. I could probably give Mundo a BT, just for the shield and so he can heal a little bit with the single target damage. I think it would have been acceptable to do BT here on the Mundo. I think I'm holding out for a decoy or something, but yeah. But that's a mirror ultimate, that's a legendary. So yeah, she gets a lot of Omnivamp, she has armor reduction in the cast. Quite scary, to be honest. Like Samira in late game, definitely scary unit. The Bruiser Raz to make him into Rennie? Yes. This Raz is complete Rennie cosplay now. Spatula not taken? Nah, I think this is like day 1 of the playtest, which means that people don't really know how to do anything. Like I'm just trying stuff out, my opponents are just trying stuff out. We're just getting accustomed to the set at the moment. And the problem with spatulas is, I mean, later on, people definitely went for the spatulas, but day 1, it's like, you might not feel fully confident going for the spatulas because you have like no idea which traits are good and which units want which emblems. But like, I feel like towards the end of the playtest, people definitely had a better understanding of what they wanted. Did we have access to any set information beforehand? Like I said, this is a playtest at the moment. Now, here everybody kind of has like no idea. We're just reading the abilities, trying to get accustomed to the set. We don't have that much time either, so it's usually a pretty stressful affair. Trying to learn the set as fast as possible and trying to farm some content for YouTube and stuff. Are we fond of glitches like with encounters? No. That's that's quite the difference compared to. Oh, did you see this, by the way? The middle minion is glitched because it has like this glitchy animation. Now this is the warning for the pack, but obviously it happened later. And you might recognize this one from the current set. This is everybody gets HP. Or like if... Actually, I'm not sure if everybody gets the same orb. I'm not 100% sure if everybody gets the same outcome, but everybody gets a green orb, and in my green orb there was bonus HP. I'm not sure if everybody got HP though. Some people might have gotten something different. What's the Sejuani traits? It's Bastion and Exotech, which is amazing traits. Super good traits. Like Sejuani will be played everywhere. So far we've seen 2 glitches, which means you can expect like 1 more in this game. Pretty high chance for stage 4 augment selection to be glitched at this point, I would say. But this guy went for a triple Vamox Shyvana, but as far as I can tell, Shyvana's damage was really sad, so I don't recommend trying to cook with Shyvana. I didn't really feel like she was doing anything. In theory, every time she casts, she gets more damage amp, but because her damage is so low, she would have to cast so many times to deal a relevant amount of damage that it's just not worth it. No, I don't think we're limited to 3. I think 4 might be the cap, but don't quote me on this because you might want to ask Mordekaiser specifically. I think it's 3 is the average and 4 is the cap, if I'm not mistaken. But I might be wrong. Yeah, I think I was looking for like Anima Visage and stuff, and not Anima Visage, Talisman. I was looking for Talisman when I took Portable, but yeah. Probably gonna have to go with the Hull Crusher now and make Mundo even more tanky. Mundo currently 6 Bruiser, Hull Crusher, Vamox Redemption. I'm kinda curious, that level up was not worth it, by the way. That was a bad level up. Stop breeding! Don't ruin your eco. Stupid. Ugh, I hate watching this guy play. What's that between 2 and 4? Okay, so 4 was the hard cap, okay. And 2 is minimum. Yeah, but that means, I feel like if you've seen 3 glitches, you shouldn't really expect the 4th one. That's kind of how I would approach it. But we might only have 2 glitches this game. But yeah, here he has the Hyper Fangs on the Varus, and he had the butterfly thingy. Oh my god, good lord. My vein just got absolutely destroyed there. The good thing she's my only damage dealer. Yeah, this Mundo is not carrying anytime soon. Who was dealing all the damage there? Varus was dealing 12k damage, Xayah 8.6. Not even that bad damage from Xayah, honestly. It was okay-ish. I'm like still looking for like a proper backline carry with Bruiser. Again, keep in mind, you know, like this is one of my first games of the set. Now I finally get what I was looking for, which is the Renekton, and now we can do some shenanigans, because now there's only one problem, which is that Hull Crusher is terrible here. Hull Crusher is really terrible for the strategy. So the way he works is he takes, so as you can see, the Gragas lost a bunch of HP, but it was only damage. And then Renekton gains the HP and he gains part of the AD as well. And Renekton also gains some HP when he's casting. And yeah, together with the Bruiser emblem, you can sort of like create Renekton into this really interesting tank. But I need to steal the stats from Mundo and not from Gragas, which I will hopefully do soon. But yeah, at least I get the excuses the first time I'm playing this unit. But yeah, I think Zek is probably the easier choice for Bruiser emblem, and probably the more recommended one, I would say. But Renekton is pretty fun as well. Yeah, I want a Declaw here. I should do Ionic. Yeah, Ionic is fine. Ionic is fine here. I will also be able to showcase something fairly interesting. I didn't mention it in the video on the main channel. Every single frying pan emblem has a special effect. The special effect for bruisers is that you actually deal magic damage based on your HP values. So if Renekton has like a huge amount of HP together with the bruiser emblem, he actually starts dealing a decent amount of magic damage instead of physical damage. This is something we can see a little bit later, but once I steal the stats from the Mundo and not from the Gragas. But yeah. Renekton overall though, a very nice unit. Like you can see how much HP he already has like here at the very start of the game. And if you see magic damage on the damage part from Renekton, all that magic damage is coming from the bruiser emblem, not from his ability. All the magic damage from Renekton, that's the bruiser emblem. So just something for you to keep in mind. Oh yeah, Renekton is a bit of an annoying audio thing, like with the blades. Very nice dash though, I like that. Oh, and that's a Mundo. 15k on the Samira, not bad, but still won the fight. Yeah, 8.7k on the Renekton. Maybe like a third of it was magic damage. And I think I finally learned my lesson. Yes, I finally learned my lesson, very nice. So now I think I give Hulk Crusher to Gragas or whatever. I should probably give it to like Mordekaiser together with the Ionic, or I should put the Ionic on the Gragas, but yeah. So from what I've seen, I think 80 Renekton was super strong. So I would say overall Renekton is definitely more of a late game melee 80 carry. But in this setup, which I thought was kind of cute, he becomes like the super tank. He's like 7,800 HP at the start of the fight, which is really nice. And I feel like there might be some cooks here with Bruiser Renekton. Like him having 8,000 HP and dealing damage based on HP, like he's dealing magic damage based on HP. So every time you see like, yeah, it's like 10k damage and like at least a third of it was magic. So this is like technically one way to play around the Renekton Bruiser. Still a little bit away from the Mundo 4-star. I mean, it's 6 more rounds, right? We have 2 Mundo 3-stars and then 1 Mundo 2-star. So 6 more rounds, and then we will finally get to see the Mundo 4-star. As for items for Renekton, that's actually gonna be a pretty interesting question, I would say, because like Renekton is surprisingly flexible with his items. There's definitely an argument to be made for Ginzo because of the way he auto attacks and him having a lot of AD. There's arguments to be made for stuff like BT and Starrock. So I think the Renekton itemization should become pretty interesting. Okay, I think here I try to give him BT because of I think I should give him a Giant Slayer, but I will give him the Hand of Justice, which is wrong. Well, in hindsight, I'm hesitating. Yeah, I was like, I tried to be fancy with like a double sustain type setup, but yeah, that was not a good idea. You should have taken the Giant Slayer, most likely. BT is enough. Because like if you have like, I don't know, 10,000 HP, what do you want with the Hand of Justice? Garen does not persist. The moment you remove Garen from the board, he's gonzo, like the mod is gonzo. So late game PvE rounds, I think it's Aurelion Soul and Azir, and honestly, the Aurelion Soul is kind of rough. I mean, the Mundo is dealing 7.5k with only Vamox and Redemption. Honestly, not that bad. I've seen worse. I'm still not sure about Mundo's item build in the end. Like, I feel like even if you do like some sort of a Slayer Bruiser, I don't like. He has a really long animation and single target damage, which generally means he's gonna scale very poorly into late game. And yeah, I would say overall, making Mundo into like a relevant late game carry is probably not gonna be possible, but yeah, he might be able to pull a little bit of weight towards like mid game and stuff. Okay, here we see Kindred 3-star, Kog'Maw 3-star, Poppy 3-star, lots of reroll. Renekton trying his best to get through the Poppy. Come on, Renekton, you can do it. You can do it, Renekton. Kind of cute, honestly. I like these fights though. I mean, this is still Renekton 1-star, you know. If I played better economy, I could have went for level 9. Maybe have like a Renekton 2-star. Maybe have some better items, like, I don't know, Steraks instead of Hand of Justice. We'll see. Or like, I feel like even a Ginzo would be good here. Like BT Bruiser, Ginzo might be okay. Well, considering like how long these fights are with the Bruiser trade, there's definitely an argument to be made for Ginzo. I don't think there's a Mundo augment, as far as I know. I don't think there is one. This guy is playing like Strategist, some Street Demon. Like Brand seems to be his main carry. Trojan Jewel, Morelos in the back line. Also has a Ziggs 2-star, but only Shojin on the Ziggs. Ah, I don't know. Look at the Brand damage. He's already at 30. I mean, obviously the damage will be inflated because I'm playing Bruisers, but yeah, it took the Renekton so long to get to like an item that's Nico. That's pretty rough. Oh yeah, he had the support item that grants you shields. That has great synergy with Vanguards and Strategists, so that might be the best support item in the game at the moment. Oh yeah, I have a Sterak, but I don't have a magnetic remover. So now I have to make a decision. Do I wait with Steraks for 2 rounds and then give it to Renekton? Or do I give the Steraks to Mundo for more HP? But yeah, and then Kobuku is a late game bruiser. I could probably even, like, I mean, I could have maybe even, nah, I didn't really want to sell the Gragas. I'm trying to do like, adding more Divinicorp because of Renekton, but I'm not even sure if it's that much. I'm not even sure if it's that worth it. Yeah, here I'm contemplating with what to do about the Sterox. Because, like, the thing is, like, Mundo actually deals physical damage, right? And he is 4-star, and he has a lot of HP, so in theory, Sterox on Mundo 4-star should actually be good. Zillion, thank you for the Prime in the 30 months. Hello, hello. But yeah, Renekton is currently 8,158 HP. And here we see a Samira 2-star completely wrecking my Bruiser team. But my Renekton Mundo duo is actually dealing some... almost. 21k on the Samira. But yeah, this Renekton Mundo team is, this duo is honestly kind of fun. I mean, imagine, like, if this was like a Renekton 2-star, I can actually see, and maybe having like a Ginzo or like, you know, something that gives me a bit more scaling into the fight. I think this could have been decent. Definitely think, I mean, the current setup of Renekton Mundo is definitely too slow in late game, so you might need something better in the backline. Like maybe like Aurora or something. Something with Archangel in the backline maybe. That is probably like that adds some damage while Mundo and Renekton is buying you time. But yeah, like we have the entire PvE cycle to figure out how to optimize this comp. I just wanted to sort of like showcase an idea on how to use Bruiser Emblem besides giving it to Zac. And the main reason I wanted to show it is because of the Bruiser Emblem dealing magic damage. So here we see the stats for Mundo 4-star. 2.2k physical damage to the current target, and that is without the Sterak procs and pretty much only tank items. Oh yeah, Mundo has 9,599 HP. Gets 1,514 bonus from the passive, and then obviously 6 bruisers adding it a lot. On top of that, and this is Renekton. Do I click on the... I should be clicking on the Renekton at some point. Yeah, this is the new Aurelion Soul PvE encounter. He's actually kind of like scary for a lot of backliners. Like, he's very good at taking down backliners. Yeah, I'm desperately looking for Renekton 2-star. Honestly, I don't even remember if I hit him or not. Don't get baited by the Gragas. Keep looking. Keep looking. And... no. Okay, good. No Renekton 2-star. Okay, so final opponent here has a lot of rapid fire. 2 rapid fire emblems. Wait, do I click on Renekton at some point? I wanna know the Renekton HP. It must be at least 10k. Mundo's 11k. 11k on the Mundo. What is Renekton? $2,860 magic damage. Any Renekton? Found the Renekton! Nice. I mean, the Renekton has some true damage because his very first cast is a small AoE burn, but it's only the first cast. The set mechanic is called Hex. It's, I would say it's encounters with extra steps. And that was the brand matchup that I lost the last time. Okay, so Renekton, 10,594 before casting, 11,557 HP after casting. Pretty good, I would say. Pretty good, but can we defeat this Mordekaiser 2-star? It kinda takes a long time. Mundo didn't even one-shot the brand, what? Okay, I did get through his front line eventually. You can really see the magic damage from Renekton coming through. 12k, not bad, not bad. I still don't like the items that much. I definitely feel like there's a Ginzo missing on the Renekton, or an Archangel missing in the backline, I don't know. Yeah, and this guy is a pretty crazy LeBlanc late game board. Now it becomes a bit of a positioning puzzle because I need the Mundo and the Renekton to like get into the enemy backline because it's pretty easy for them to get stuck on the front line. Because their burst damage isn't actually that great, even if you have Mundo 4-star. I mean, one of the reasons why Renekton isn't actually dealing that much damage is partly the items, and it's partly because usually you're supposed to steal like stats from high AD units. Well, okay, Mundo 4-star actually has a decent amount of AD. But then again, I wouldn't say this is no damage. It's just he sometimes struggles a bit on the frontliners. Renekton. No! Yeah, 37k LeBlanc. LeBlanc unfortunately scales throughout the fight. So yeah, the longer the fight is, the stronger LeBlanc is, which is obviously a bit of a hard counter for me. So yeah, LeBlanc matchup definitely is super bad for me. And even that one ended up, I maybe could have won it, you know. Okay, yeah. I did mention this, yes, the Renekton auto attacks, they do sound a bit annoying. I agree with this. I was a bit annoyed myself when playing this game. I was like, gosh darn it. This Renekton, he's like, because he has like this metallic noise that just keeps repeating over and over. Yeah, I mean, Giant Slayer would have been better than Hosh, no question about that. Especially because he needs to get through the front line, but I don't even know if it's a Renekton Mundo problem. I think it's a rest of the team problem, you know, like the Morgana and the Senna in the backline. That should have been like 2-star carry legendaries or something, you know, like Aurora 2-star, something like that. Like, this Senna shouldn't be in the, like, this Senna doesn't matter, for example. If this Senna was like Aurora 2-star, and then get like Dynamo from the Morgana, and Aurora has like an Archangel, I would actually have a comp, you know? So, but again, this was first day of the playtest, so be nice. That's how we learn. That is how we learn. I think I won that fight because it was a ghost fight. I think probably something on the ghost department wasn't really working here. Tough castle walls with no archers on top. Yeah, pretty much. But I think this game was still a pretty good showcase on what you can do. Like, Mundo is kind of interesting because you can use the passive from Mundo to make him into like 10k HP. And then you can use the Renekton ability to steal that HP and make Renekton into like, especially Bruiser Renekton, into like this super high, like, I mean, having 2 units with more than 10,000 HP, that's kind of cool. So the only thing that's missing is a proper backline. Once this comp has a proper backline, I think this is actually a pretty decent stretch. But yeah, this LeBlanc is just gonna totally take care of the rest of my team. No chance. Renekton is definitely too slow for that. So, and that was the fight. Okay. Lost it, got a 2nd place. And yeah. So, that was game number 1. The Bruiser Renekton with a Mundo 4-star. I think I will show one more game. And first of all, I'm going to get some water. Then I will show one more game. And then I'm actually going to quit the stream because today was just supposed to be a really short stream where I wanted to go over the core stuff. And tomorrow I will actually show a lot of gameplay. Like I have a lot of games saved up. And so tomorrow you can expect a lot of gameplay, and on Tuesday you can expect a lot of gameplay. Now I think I can only manage 2 games. I'm already getting a headache at the moment because I've been talking so much. So yeah, I'm gonna get some water really quick. Then we start up the next game, and then we get ready for tomorrow. Be right back. Okay. Okay, let's see. You guys can type in chat. Which game do you want to see? Wait. Actually, I think I might actually want to show the Exodia Mordekaiser game. Because I kind of hinted at that game in the... I did kind of hint at this game in the YouTube video. It's a really nice game. Okay. That means we can start. Okay, so this is 2-star units can appear in your shop starting encounter. So yes, this actually means you can get 2-star tier 4 and tier 5 units in your shop, but I believe there is a scaling, which means that in the early game you're pretty much only gonna get like, sometimes you're gonna get a 2-star tier 1 unit, and I do believe you can get a 2-star tier 4 unit with level 8. Only a chance of like, but it is possible, I believe. For 2-star tier 5 unit, it's gonna be either level 9 or level 10. I'm not really sure about that. So yeah, something you probably have to do almost every single game is you want to check your exotech items. There's like some exotech items that are very powerful and you can play around it. But yeah, collecting exotech is usually a good idea, especially if you have Jin or Nafiri in an early orb. How do you check exotech items? You just right click the trade. It's the same as Ink Shadow. Ink Shadow from set 11 is quite similar to how exotech works. But like, I guess you can argue, like, I don't know, I don't think it's that similar to Academy, because Academy gives you items that you can put onto any units, whereas exotech gives you items you can only put on exotech units. And Ink Shadow is more similar because like Ink Shadow has the same system with like there's 3 items out of 7, and okay, so wait, this artifact selection is actually kind of nice. So if I take Rapid Fire or Fish Bones, I could play Nafiri reroll, but I'm actually gonna go with Unending Despair, and I'm not joking, but Unending Despair is the best artifact in this set, and this game will explain why. And no, this Ira is slightly different. Her ability works a little bit different. She's similar, but not exactly the same. So as you know, Unending Despair, it's sort of like it transforms your shield into damage. And there's this green exotech items that makes your shields stronger, and it also generates shields. Once I have the exotech item, it's actually a little bit easier to show. Yeah, whenever a shield on the holder breaks, 100% of that shield's initial value is... Oh no, actually it doesn't increase shield value, just like it just deals damage when a shield breaks. Okay. But this is still like incredibly powerful in combination with this specific exotech item. Is Cypher like Chemburn? It's like Heartsteel. It's like a version of Heartsteel from set 10. Is this new LeBlanc voice? I'm not sure. I usually don't listen to stuff like that. I think most of the time the voices for units are actually muted for me. So if you're playing Exotech in the beginning, you're looking for Jax, Nafiri, Jin, and Mordekaiser obviously, but Jax is already pulling some really nice damage with Unending Despair, so even if you don't open with Mordekaiser, that's still perfectly fine. So yeah, here you can see 472 damage. That was from Unending Despair, dealing a lot of damage when the Jack shield broke.
If I must become the whole world's villain, then so be it.
Okay, so here you can see, so the starting encounter was a hack, I believe, right?
Quiet before battle.
And that hack will persist throughout the entire game. I mean, you can just call it a special encounter, I suppose. And yeah, there's always a chance to have like 2-star units in your shop. And this can be tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and later tier 4. Not sure about tier 5. Are there any overheal as shield sources? The set for infinite loop with Omnivamp. I don't think there's any infinite loops because items don't interact with Omnivamp. Like, let's say you have Static Shift or Ionic Spark. Do you get healed if those items deal damage if you have a unit with Omnivamp? The answer is no. So, in the same way, you can't interact with that. No, I do think tier 5 should be possible. I'm just not sure if you need level 9 or level 10 for it. It might be possible with level 9, just a very low chance. So yeah, here I'm going over all of the frying pans. I will probably do a tactic guide for this tomorrow, as you don't have to look it up all the time. The important thing to remember is that every single frying pan combination has a special effect. This does not apply to spatulas, it's only frying pans. So Marksman has like additional range, Bruiser has the magic damage, no, Rapid Fire has additional range, Marksman has armor reduction, Bruiser has magic damage, stuff like that. I think Slayer has like you heal more, which can be pretty interesting on something like Samira. Or Renekton, I suppose. Increased healing is obviously decent. I'm so broke because I bought the Chivana. I didn't manage to maintain my win streak. Why is that? It's because Spatulas is Origins and Frying Pans is Classes. And Spatulas already have like these crazy win cons with like 10 Anima Squad, 10 Exotech, and 10 Sweet Demons. Whereas Classes is like more simple, you know, like Bruiser. Like, there's nothing special about having a Bruiser emblem if Bruiser caps out at 6 Bruiser, if you think about it. So it kind of makes sense that these types of emblems, they need a bit of love to become more desirable. Yeah, rip streak at the moment. But it will be fine. Yeah, another Shivana. But dude, I'm already broke. I can't afford this unit at the moment. Also, I want to play for Exotech. Like, if this was like a 2-star Nefiri or a 2-star Jin, like, then yeah, for sure. How about Cybercoil? Oh, you mean combining Cyber... No, but Cybercoil doesn't... You can't create a shield just because you get healed from Cybercoil. It doesn't work like that. The overheal augment, for example, it only works based on auto attacks, not on any other effects. This guy is a gold collector Shaco. That's probably pretty disgusting. But he doesn't have Syndicate yet, so... If he had Syndicate as well, yeah, that would be really scary. Yeah, he's still pretty scary. Oh yeah, something to keep in mind is because everybody is gonna be playing Zac. Stuff like Gold Collector might actually be a bit better in late game because you can execute the Zac blobs and stuff. Yeah, something I haven't. Oh yeah, you see, there's a glitched PvE minion on the left, right? It got like a special animation. That means I should be getting a special outcome here. Usually that can be like I think it might be components here. Let me see. What did I get? So it's a blue orb, not a green orb. It actually, that doesn't make any sense. Wait, it had like a special animation, but it didn't. It gave me like one component. That didn't make a lot of sense. Honestly, it looked more like a street demon and less like a hack. I don't know. Might be a bug, might be something else. I don't really know. Oh yeah, here that was a nice shop, by the way. Sejuani, Nafiri, and Mordekaiser in the same shop on 6. I go from no exotech to 5 exotech. And now we are very, very close to Exodia. Yeah, I know I missed Shivana 4-star. We are very, very close to Exodia. So Pulse Stabilizer is supposed to be, it's supposed to be a Jhin item, but I don't have Jhin at the moment, so I can give it to Varus. It's better on Jhin though, because Varus is an AP caster, something that took me a while to learn. I kept treating Varus like an AD caster for some reason. Okay, now, what am I gonna get here? What is the one augment you definitely want? If you have Corrupted Chassis, Unending Despair, Mordekaiser. What is the one augment you want over everything? Could it be Crown Guarded? Nah, couldn't be Crown Guarded. Yeah, now the fun begins. Because now this is gonna become really stupid really fast. So obviously Crown Guard has a massive shield, which once it breaks, Unending Despair will deal infinite damage. The green chassis item actually improves the power of shields, so the Crown Guard shield is even stronger. And once the Crown Guard breaks, he has more AP, which means that the initial shield from Mordekaiser will be stronger as well. And there's also the whole thing, the chassis item, the exotech item, it generates shields as well. So you can see it right here. So there's gonna be like you can see sort of like a green animation coming from Mordekaiser, like right now this animation here. So what's happening here is that part of Mordekaiser's max HP is sort of like done as a true damage tick. Like, did you see it right there? 70 true damage, 70 true damage. This is coming from the item, and what's happening is that he's siphoning off HP and it acts like true damage for the opponents, and that damage becomes a shield for Mordekaiser. And when that shield breaks, Unending Despair is dealing damage, which means this becomes so stupid so fast. Smooth Criminal, thank you for the prime. Now, yeah, this is just insane synergy. So what you always want to do at the start of the game is you want to check if you have chassis as your item, like the green exotech item, and if you see it, look for Unending Despair. It's that, and look for Crown Guarded as well. Even if you don't have Unending Despair, it's still fine. Like, look what happens if the shield breaks. Like, look at this. He still has a shield. It's honestly so stupid. But this guy was kind of AFK. I think he might have like that guy probably like lagged out or didn't get in after the loading screen. Nah, I don't think we will ever get 5 stars. Honestly, 4 stars is difficult enough. What's the point of 5 stars? I think capping out at 4 stars is perfectly fine. I think I do red buff for anti-heal at the moment. Yeah, I don't have any anti-heals, so yeah, I'm just doing red buff Varus. Isn't Unending garbage? I mean, in this set it's S tier for sure. You will see. Like, I mean, this Mordekaiser was already pretty strong, but that guy is still 1 star, and yeah, this is definitely gonna completely go out of control. Where's Jenna when you need her? We don't need a Jenna. But we do need a Jin and a Zeri. Yeah, Hollow Bow, so the way it works is you kind of need to combine Hollow Bow with Jeweled. I think. Ever seen Worlds? Not really. I'm not really spectating competitive TFT. And that's a 1000 damage when the Crown Guard shield expired from the Mordekaiser. It's just brutal. So yeah, the Mordekaiser, he gets a Crown Guard shield at the beginning. That's 1114 damage right there. So he has a Crown Guard shield at the beginning. He gets a shield every time he casts. And he gets a shield from the Siphon effect from the Exotech item. So that's like 3 different ways for him to gain a shield and then deal damage with Unending Despair. The weird KDA hexes come from the Street Demon trait. It's pretty much the same as KDA. Yeah, it's in concept it's incredibly similar. Yeah, I mean, I think it's nice though. I think it's nice that Unending Despair finally has time to shine. Yeah, this Shaco just, oh my, look at this. This is a Mordekaiser 1-star. He's just plowing through the enemy team like it's nothing. He's just constantly one-shotting people with like 1000 magic damage in stage 3. Yeah, I do think the amount of reprints on the set is really high in terms of like traits and units. It feels a bit weird. But I feel like this is something we might have to get used to. Because the more TFT sets we have, the more reprints there will be. Because at some point, like, I mean, unless they invent new abilities for every single unit, like, there will be reprints, obviously. So I think this is going to be something we might have to get used to. Yeah, it's like, I think it's not a problem if it's a reprint as long as it's fun, right? Like, there's nothing bad about reprinting something that was loved by players. Okay, so this is one of the hacks. It was a green orb, and the green orb had a bunch of tiny loot orbs with like gold and tier 1 units in it. So that was one of the hacks. So we had the starting encounter hack and we had that loot orb hacks. So I push 7, looking for Mordekaiser 2-star at the moment, and I'm also looking for Jin and Zeri for 7 Exotech. Got another Varus 2-star here on 7. But no Mordekaiser 2-star. Dude, I'm gonna find Varus 3 before Morde 2 if this continues. Oh, and I'm also gonna find Jax 3 if this continues. I think Ionic might be good here because of me. Like, I have so much magic damage from Unending Despair. Okay, so Mundo with a D-Claw and Alistar 3-star. Let's see how they're holding up against the Mordekaiser 1-star. Pretty easy. And this guy has like so many 3-stars, but yeah, doesn't really have any chance. I think it's safe to say Unending this, like, if they leave Unending Despair the way it is, yeah, have fun. Oh, a Radiant Refractor. I wonder which item we could make into a Radiant here. And this is not a chosen mechanic. This is the 2-star units come from the starting encounter. Hey, look, it's two Crown Guards and a Morde 2. Beautiful. Okay, now the fun begins. Now the fun begins because yeah, I think I start to realize that this item should go into Jin. Mordekaiser 2-star, Radiant Crown Guard, Chesses, Unending Despair. see, first the Mordo shield should break before the Crown Guard breaks. Crown Guard still hasn't broken yet, I think. I know it did. Yep. What exactly are you supposed to do against that? Because I don't know. I have no idea what to do against this. Captain Sinch, thank you for your prime. And Zontas, also thank you for your prime. The set mechanic is called Hex. It's it's kind of like set 11 encounters, except it also applies a lot to augments, something that encounters haven't really done that much. So it's like I would say the set mechanic is a different take on the set 11 encounters. It's like the easiest way to. So for example, sometimes you get like a hack that lets you get 4 augments. That can be a hack. There's like actually there's more than one hack that gives you 4 augments. One hack just straight up gives you an additional augment round, and another hack gives you like the option to take 2 silver augments instead of a gold one, and that can also result in you having 4 augments. You see this Declaw Poppy 3-star? I don't. He just magically disappeared from the face of the earth. Yeah, anomalies are gone. There was a 2.4k magic damage on a Declaw Bastion unit. Yeah, this is prime time for Unending Despair. Like, I mean, obviously it is Radiant Crown Guard, but I mean, all things considered, the setup is not that much. It's you open Unending Despair, and one of your 3 Exotech items needs to be the green one. If those conditions are met, then you have the setup. Now, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, I'm greeding for another rod because I want more Crown Guards. It's just brutal. Like, keep in mind that green corrupted item, it also makes your shields 15% stronger. It's such a good item, man. Like, everything just synergizes so well with each other. The green item, it generates shields, it makes them stronger, which scales so nice with Unending Despair. Like, did you just see that? It was like 3.6k magic damage right there after the shield broke. Yeah, 1600 just completely one-shotting the enemy carry. Every fight is like 10k damage on the Mordekaiser 2-star. And he's a tank, by the way. He's not intended to be a carry. I mean, technically you don't need the Crown Guard, but the Crown Guard is nice to one-shot the Declaw tank from the opponent. I do have one Graves carry game. I can show it maybe tomorrow. Like, this is gonna be the last game that I show today. Because I want to go to bed soon. Yeah, Mordekaiser is just straight up tank. I actually played a lot of Shaco. I have like 3 Shaco games. I will definitely show one tomorrow. Okay. This should be interesting. Mundo 3-star with a Declaw and a Redemption Alistair next to him. Interesting. There was 2.7k damage from the Crown Guard shield, and the Mundo is just gone. And I feel like this is why Crown Guard is nice, right? No, Jax cannot do the same. Morda is way better at this, in my opinion. I mean, Jax has his shields too, but I feel like Morda has the better ability. Unfortunately, I still lost, but this guy had like, I don't know, for 3 stars, a bunch of Declaws. And my backline is still a bit weak. I don't have Zeri, for example. I don't have 7 Exotech, I don't have Zeri. But yeah, so here you can see the Soul Killer trait from Viego. So the way it works is that if if you play Viego but he hasn't killed a unit yet, you actually get a golem with 1 item instead. So no matter what, Viego will always be useful even if you didn't kill a single unit. I'm reminded of Seju with an emblem who destroyed everything. Wait, you mean the Dragon Mancer Seju from set 7? The one-star guild Sejuani that just one-shot everything? Yeah, kind of.
I'm here.
Okay, I found the Zeri. Actually, there was a Zeri 2-star. Yeah, there was a Zeri 2-star from the starting encounter. So yeah, the way you're supposed to do this hollow bow is honestly, it's kind of supposed to go on Varus. Hollow bows on Varus, preferably with a jeweled gauntlet. And then the AD item that Jhin has, I would probably put it on Zeri here, simply because the Jhin 2-star isn't that strong. But at this point, I don't really know what I'm doing, so always easy in hindsight. What about innovating Locket? I mean, could work. It's just so funny every time you see like a shield from Mordekaiser expire and there's like a random 2k magic damage nuke across the board. I think one thing that's kind of like different between Hex and encounters, you knew when encounters were coming, right? Like encounters they kind of like showed in the board at the like at the top of the interface. You knew whether or not an encounter was coming. With Hex, you're going in blind. Like you don't know if your augment selection is getting hacked. You don't know if there's gonna be a glitched carousel or something. It makes it definitely harder to predict. And the game is also trying really hard to give me. The game is trying really hard to give me Zeri 3-star. But yeah, this Mordekaiser build was honestly really fun. Now, unfortunately, after the game, I realized what I should have done. So, let me explain what's happening right now. As you can clearly see, having Mordekaiser with these items gives you an insane power spike. Now, because of the starting encounter, I was really greedy because I was like, I want Mordekaiser 3-star because I want to sort of like min-max this whole interaction. But the game never gave me a 2-star Mordekaiser, which means I'm still stuck on like 6 Mordekaisers this late into the game. So if you ever get the setup, just go 10. You know, play 7 Exotech, play the Mordekaiser, and just rush levels. Like, use the power spike from Mordekaiser 2-star to rush levels. Don't waste your time trying to do a Mordekaiser 3-star, it's not worth it. Just rush levels and cap out your board with legendaries. It's a way better game plan. Now, if you want to commit on the meme, then, you know, commit on the meme, go for the Mod 3-star, maybe even throw in some bruisers, I don't really care. But if you're strictly looking for LP, then play tempo, play high tempo. And don't go for the Mordekaiser 3-star the way I did it in this game. It's like something I kind of like, I mean, I wouldn't say I learned this lesson. It's just, obviously, you know me at this point, right? Like, if I see a meme, I tend to commit on it, even if it's not the best LP play. But yeah, if you're looking for LP, use Mordekaiser 2-star and Ending Despair for tempo. And if you're not playing for LP and you just want to see big number and enemy tanks disappear, then yeah, go for the Mortar. Oh my god, dude, there's an Aurora with a Crown Guard and you're not taking it. And you even have Dynamo with Jhin. I hate this guy. The guy who's playing at the moment is clearly a huge noob. I can't stand him. Not taking Aurora with a Crown Guard there. Huge mistake. Huge. What an idiot. Yeah, okay, as an excuse, I'm tilted because I'm not hitting Mordekaiser. That is my excuse, okay? I really wanted to see Mordekaiser 3-star this game. Oh, we have a Viego here. Viego with Shojin Archangel Jeweled Gauntlet. 6.2k damage, but honestly pretty bad still. I thought it was still pretty weak for a 3-item 2-star legendary. Oh yeah, I guess there's no more 6 cost, no more reason to rush 10. I mean, honestly, I feel like I could have had a pretty strong Varus here. So the way Varus works is the Hollow Bow works with crit. And Varus is an Executioner, which means that either you throw in an Executioner, like, so the correct play here is the following. You kick out the Draven, you add an Executioner, and then you give Hollow Bow to Varus. Because then the Executioner gives him spell crit, and then you don't need Jeweled Gauntlet. I don't know why I think I said it a few times that Varus is good with Jeweled, but it's actually not true because he's an Executioner. I mean, you can still combine it, but yeah, you don't really need it. And yeah, this mod is having fun. Yeah, I feel like I'm a little bit too focused on Zeri carry here. I should probably play more around the Varus. But it's okay, you know, it's the first days of playtest. You're allowed to make mistakes. Surely there's not gonna be any mean YouTube comments. Oh, I think I realized why I don't play around Varus is because I don't like his numbers. Right, I hover over the Varus numbers. I'm like, dude, what? It's only 500, and then it's only 200 AoE. I'm like, dude, that stuff is useless. I don't want to play around Varus. I mean, I kind of get it because like Zeri is more fun. Zeri is a really fun unit. Hey, Gen 3. Nice. And Seiju 2. Nice. At this point, because I don't have more than 3, I shouldn't actually isolate him anymore. Because he like you don't want him to die. And now like the late game boss have so much damage that it's actually not that hard for them to burst down this mortar. Oh, he has a really strong Samira 2-star. Red buff, Infinity, Chain of Justice. That's scary. Dude, my mortar is barely alive. Oh, he's dead. Yeah, and because I don't have, and like most of my carries are honestly kind of useless. The moment my mortar dies, my entire team falls apart. Which is why I should be level 9 with a bunch of 2-star legendaries instead of trying to 3-star the Exotech. I got baited so hard by the starting encounter with the 2-star units. That's why I got baited into 3 stars, but yeah, never should have went for that. This area is super cool, by the way. I can heavily recommend playing this area. Oh, thank God they did not bring back Chosen. I would have not mentally survived another Chosen set this early. I need at least 4 sets before I can stomach another Chosen set. Like, Zeri, I did mention this earlier in the stream, but like, Zeri has amazing visual progression. So if you have like a Ginzo Zeri and she starts, if you have Ginzo Zeri and she starts stacking more and more clones, it's just really satisfying to watch the fight develop. Because it's easy to follow and feel satisfying. Now, last Chosen was the 4.5 revival, which we had very recently. So I need another 4 sets difference. So no chosen until set 18, please. But yeah, here we can see Renekton is stealing HP from Zac. But one thing that's important to remember for this set is positioning is so important. I'm being lazy here, but just watch what the other guy is playing like. I mean, not even the other guy, but it's like Sejuani being left or right side, that's pretty important. Stacking everybody in the same row against a Ziggs carry, ooh, that's probably not a good idea. Enemy has Z or Vex, you might want to put filler units into the corner, you know? There's like, there's a lot of tiny things in positioning you can do to give yourself an advantage, depending on what the opponents are playing. Which traits have prismatic? There's Anima Squad that needs 2 emblems, Street Demons that also needs 2 emblems, and I think Exotech needs 3 emblems. I think those are the 3 prismatics. In terms of power, I think Anima Squad is by far the strongest at the moment. Exotech, I haven't seen anybody reach an Exotech yet, but it's probably strong. And then, yeah, Street Demons was kind of weak from what I heard, so they probably have to buff 10 Street Demons a bit. Yeah, the hack with the 10 or 30 gold, you get that a lot. That's a pretty common hack. But it's quite fun. I like that one. Yeah, I'm just getting farmed now by Samira, man. Here's Zac 2-star, Renekton 2-star, Koboku 2-star, and Samira 2-star. Like, all of these are 2-star legendaries, so yeah. I'm getting farmed pretty hard by this guy. And my only hope is to find Mordekaiser 3-star who still hasn't shown up. Rip me. See, the thing is, like, if you have the Starry Night encounter, you might get baited into rerolling, but it's kind of the wrong approach, because if you think about it, if you rush levels, the Starry Night might give you 2-star T4 and 2-star T5 units for free. I mean, more or less for free. Which means that it's actually level rush that's the good strategy, and rerolling that's the bad strategy. Because the moment somebody rushes 9 and then his... Like, this guy is close to Zac 3-star, you can see it. But no, he's actually not that close, but... But still, yeah, I mean... Going for the 2-star legendaries is definitely the way to go. Yeah, at this point, Mord is too slow, the rest of the team can't really keep up, and I'm getting outscaled. It's a shame. The problem is I just really wanted to see Mord as 3-star, so... That Azir kind of looks like he's hanked, but maybe that's just the skin. Which skin is that from Azir? I don't actually recognize it. Mecha Kingdom, maybe? Yeah, I mean, Azir is pretty easy compared to Aurelion. Come on, Mordekaiser! I don't even think Mordekaiser was that contested in that lobby. I just got super unlucky. Hey! But is it enough? Is Mordekaiser 3-star enough to deal with an entire 2-star legendary board? Let's find out. Stage 7-1. So he has Koboku 2, Renekton 2, Zac 2, Samira 2, and this is a ghost fight because I think his main fight has more Zac on the bench for the... No, he's actually not playing Aurora at the moment. So one thing that's actually interesting about Aurora is that she gives a bunch of attack speed. So if you take the Exotech trait, I think it gives like HP for each item, right? There might be an argument where you actually keep Zeri with items on your bench and have Aurora pull the Zeri in, so the Zeri starts with like a lot of attack speed at the start of the fight. Because you don't actually care that much about the Exotech bonus on Zeri. I mean, then again, you do lose the rapid fire, I think. Not 100%. It's gonna take a lot of testing. That is going to take a lot of testing. I don't think they benefit from the trade, but I'm not 100% sure. I think I tried to throw in a Bastion unit, and the Bastion unit definitely did not have any bonus armor or MR. That one I'm certain of. Bastion did not work. Okay, and that is game number 2. A second place again. So yeah, that is the 2 games I wanted to show. I have a lot more games for tomorrow. But yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to show today. Stream tomorrow is going to start, I think around like 1 maybe. I do have to finish a YouTube short before I start the stream, but I don't think it's gonna take that long. So yeah, you can probably expect me to start the stream at 1, and then I'll just do the same as I did now, which is show a bunch of gameplay and talk over it and answer your questions. Okay, then I hope you guys had some fun. I hope you guys learned a little bit about set 14 and got a bit hyped, and see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye bye.